Live. We are live. Let's flip that on because I hate cameras. Back with you again. Back with you again. And I know that this is not easy. This is not an easy subject to talk about. And believe you and me, I've been talking about subjects, talking about these things for years and years, and it's not an easy thing. Ever since um, the Carmelo this Carmelo situation has erupted, and this is not just the Carmelo situation. Ever since Trump got in office, a lot of things have been happening. Um, a baby got shot. A lot of lives were lost in this crazy war. A family reunion was stalled during a shooting. A young man lost his life. There's been a lot of things that's been happening underneath the Trump administration, and I'm not saying that it's the world exclusive because a lot of things have been happening under every single president that's been going on. But this one, I believe, is a little bit more popularized, if you will. You know, look at the title. You know what the title is. Did Austin Metcalf unalive himself? Now, some people, you might love that, you might love it, you might hate it, but it's a question that I must ask myself. Hi, how you doing? How everybody? Welcome everybody to the chat. Well, welcome everybody to the live stream. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And that's something else. Some people, I'm not saying all, but some people like to make it about themselves and not about the victim. Like if I play a certain clip, then it's all about the person who is absolutely giving his opinion or giving a fact or what the case or whatever was going on, and then all of a sudden it's about him. No, it's about the case itself, what went on, what transpired, and who was responsible for what. But then you want to make it that. You want to make it about the person. You want to make it about, well, just because it's his name. Like, for example, when every time Umar speaks, whenever time Dr. Umar Johnson speaks, y'all make it about him. It's not about him. It's about the victim and the person who got unalived, period. Period. Again, these conversations are uncomfortable. Just like the unaliving of a baby, a newborn baby who got unalived by the police. And I don't know what city and state that was in. Who covered that? Uh, Lucas from the Amazing Lucas covered that. I don't want to go into that because it's going to piss me off. It's going to literally piss me off. So he's like, if I say that America is is messed up right now, someone going to come in the comments and troll all day and say Trump, 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 Trump. Trump has done nothing for America but give it one big bad headache. And people think Obama's the aspirin. Uh, you know what? Congratulations to him in that museum or whatever. They have an artifacts of different depictions of presidents before him, and he invited all ex-presidents except for Trump. Is that supposed to impress me? I even said to my wife today, I said, in every other president, every president goes by a script. Every president goes by a script. Even Trump himself, he goes by the script, but he does it recklessly. He just does it recklessly. Well, the question remains: did Austin Metcalf unalive himself? Okay. Jesus, what's wrong with you, people? How can you not? Da 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 da. It's a high possibility. It's a high probability.
Was a tool that they tighten up the track cleats with.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah, so he never bought a knife.
Yeah.
So that came out in the courtroom yesterday.
Oh, it never was a knife.
You don't want to sit down?
Richard, can I hear my walking?
Yes.
Let me just cut her.
Yeah, 'cause I don't want you to fall.
Well, I'm not going to fall. I'm standing. I'm not going to fall. I'm not moving. I've got my legs long.
She say my legs still. Say my legs.
My legs are, well, they don't, but if I can sit down, I'll be happy.
Yes.
Barb, I don't want to nitpick or anything because I am grateful to you. I am definitely grateful to you. But I don't see your name in the membership. I don't see your name on the membership for some strange reason. Present in court. You do try to get rid of it. Thought you were about to fire me. Fire you for what? You and my y'all women. Y'all women. I tell you, boy. I really, really tell you. Let me deal with you later. I gotta get to this.
Anyhow, that's what I'm here for, and I was hoping the card is not out yet.
Right. They're probably gonna get out around 6 o'clock.
That's what I thought. That's what they said, and we got another hour. And I just want to. I'm not going to. What's your name?
Thank y'all so much. And sir, thank you so much. Very much so. We thank y'all for standing and just
Completely, because you're allowed to have that tool as a track athlete to tighten up the cleats.
Yeah. Okay. And he had it in his hand, and the other kid fell on the other. I did too, but
I can say fell on it, but if we're being completely honest, with four guys like wailing on you, and that overpowering, you know.
You said I saw the other kid trip. You wasn't. That's why I said.
Gotcha.
That's why I've always said.
So the footage from the footage that you saw was Austin Medcalf actually falling on the object. Now, at what point of the video, like how long into the video before he actually fell on it?
He went over there to confront him.
Exactly.
Pulled out that thing to protect himself, and the other kid, the white kid.
Do you mind if I record?
I don't want to be on TV or anything.
No.
yeah, we don't trust the news media.
Yeah, so
But our own podcast.
You don't trust me. That's funny. Well, there you have it. But not saying that it was the case, but people proclaiming that there was no video. Who are those people? Those were the people that were standing outside, I guess, the court, because not everybody got to get inside the court, except for a couple people, which I got to give a shout out to. I was about to say PhD, but it's ugly ass. Queen Sheba, she was inside the courtroom. And I think at one point, my brother from another mother, Uda Block, what's up with your kid? He was inside the courtroom. So if you didn't even listen to any type of information from her, I suggest you do that. Her channel is amazing. I don't know how this woman does it, but it's freaking amazing. So shouts out to Queen Sheba. Do your thing, girl. Do your thing. And Uda Block, you doing your thing too. You know, you traveling around the world doing your thing. You know, I would do, I travel around the world myself, but I don't like to fly. So it's all good. Yeah. Uda be covering it. Uda would definitely be covering it. Now, me and him, we don't have the same opinion, but yet, that's still my brother. That's still my brother. And also, let me not forget Mr. Nathan Daly. Now, Mr. Nathan, an ex-cop, ex-police officer. That's the right lingo. Yeah, we gonna have to have a talk, brother. You're my brother and I love you, but we gonna have to have that conversation. Don't run from it. All right, but you heard the elderly lady. So, elderly lady said that she was actually she actually saw the videotape where she was the actual witness to seeing one of the Metcalf boys, meaning Austin, accidentally unalive himself. because we all know through the testimony that he was still alive when all this happened, after he was trying to but chase down Carmelo Anthony after he tried to escape. Come to find out, something was wrong with his chest, and he ended up crashing. Now, where was Hunter? Hunter was somewhere else. Where was his father? His father didn't come to the hospital until later. All right. His mother was on the case, and he was still alive in the hospital. Still alive. Now, I don't know what happened after that, but something about this case really, really stinks. It just stinks the whole high heaven.
Did you leave your house with the intent to take a life with that gun? Sloan, where they ask white people if you can pick your jury, who would you like to have on there? Almost every white person said they wanted black people on their jury. These are the people you mistreated your whole life. And you still want them on your jury. Because guess what, Loon? After they get finished calling us crack addicts, after they get finished calling us drug dealers, after they get finished calling us baby moms, after they get finished calling us eternal victims, you know what they also got to call us? The fairest people God ever put on this planet.
And I want to talk.
And that's exactly why the prosecution didn't allow any black jurors, Loon. Because a black juror with our balanced sense of justice would have saw that there's no way a child could go under a tent and know ahead of time that two white boys are going to come over there to jump him.
Oh no, not cocoa butter. Not cocoa butter and depression. Not cocoa butter and depression. What you got against cocoa butter, my guy?
Him having a knife, it's a complete contradiction for Caucasian nation to say, why did he have a knife? You crackers walk around with guns every day. When you put your gun on your hip this morning, did you do it with the intent to kill anybody? Loon! These white people fight for the right to carry a gun out the house every day. Did you leave your house with the intent to take a life with that gun? No, you didn't. So why are you going to say this little black boy left his house with the intent to shank somebody with a 3-inch blade? Loon, do you really think a 5'8", 135-pound kid armed only with a 3.5-inch knife? Listen to this. Do you really think a 5'8", 135-pound child whose only weapon is a 3.5-inch knife, Loon? Do you really think he wants to take a chance and fight two football players who don't have any weapons? Hell no. That knife is no match for two football players.
Right.
You follow me?
Right.
Imagine Carmelo stands up, and by the way, Carmelo never left his seat. How can he be the perpetrator?
But what,
he never left his seat, Lou.
What do you say to them?
But wait, this is what I want. Let me finish.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And this is what I further ask. Austin grabbed the bag, correct? It was either Austin or Hunter. I'm having conflicts of who grabbed the bag, but somebody grabbed that fucking bag. It was one of those two. While they were tussling around with him. So my thing is, and I don't think this was displayed in court. Why did Austin grab his bag? And number two, how did the blade come out? If they're tussling around with him, just think about it. You got two in the front, two in the back, and they're all tussling with him. Well, after Austin, becomes the aggressor and Hunter becomes the instigator, then everybody else jumps in. We know how teenagers are. You know, they'll get their little kicks in or whatever. They get whatever. So how did this knife, which was a purpose tool, it wasn't a knife, how did this thing come to be? Did he really fall on this knife? We don't know because it said that the tape wasn't quite clear enough to show any type of evidence, but we all know that's bullshit. Carmelo, they didn't even want Carmelo or Austin to testify. If Austin testified, I'm thinking, why didn't Austin testify? Because they didn't want to incriminate him or whatever. I'm like, but wait a minute. If Austin testified, wouldn't that amplify his statement even more to the jurors to say that this dude was innocent as hell and he should get the maximum 99 years? Or did they not want him to testify because they knew after the statements, the press conferences, or better yet, the couple interviews that he did? I'm talking about Hunter. The couple interviews he did that he ended up contradicting himself because he told two different statements. And we'll get to those in a minute. But he ended up telling two different statements. Yeah, I'm listening to myself very well, and I'm telling the honest to God truth. See, you people just want an innocent black boy in prison for the rest of his life. I'm not going to have that. I'm not going to have that at all. Because if it was Austin who stabbed the kid, y'all would have been up in arms and say, release Austin, release Austin. Y'all would have been in waves. Y'all would have been in waves. Y'all would have been in droves talking about free Austin. Free this beautiful white child. Now, I don't know what the father would do. I absolutely wouldn't know what the father would do. The father's full of shit. If anything, the father is full of shit. But understand this. I have no sympathy for the father. I have no sympathy for the mother. I have no sympathy for the grandmother, sympathy for the grandfather, the uncle, the auntie, generations after generation, after their generation, after their generation. I don't have the sympathy for none of them. But yet, these are two teenagers. So why didn't, and that's another question, why didn't Hunter go to jail? Austin went to jail, but how come Hunter and the boys who attacked Carmelo, why didn't they go to jail? I'm not saying everybody. I'm saying specifically the ones who were involved, since this was a public event. Or better yet, why didn't they take away their cell phones? Why didn't they look at their cell phones? Why didn't they look at their text messages? See what I mean? A black man can't be racist. I wish I was racist. I wish I was racist. I wish I was racist. I wish I had a lot of power that was not given to me. But then again, I don't want to go into the ancestry part of it. because, well, hey, this is not about past tense or anything like that. Even though it plays a part of it, even though race does play a very big deal, it very well does play a very big role. Why? Texas is the number one racist state in America, along with Louisiana, Alabama, Florida, South Carolina, and of course Arkansas. These are very racist states, but Texas, it's just something about Texas. Something about Texas.
The prosecution know how fair black people are. So he couldn't have any on the jury. And why couldn't he have any on the jury, Loon? Because in the state of Texas, if you're on trial for murder, the verdict of the jury must be unanimous.
Exactly.
If one black person would have made it onto that jury, Carmelo doesn't go to jail for 35 years. The prosecution knew that, which automatically tells you what? The prosecution knew that the case was flawed from the beginning. Why you think they won't show you the video, Loon? They keep showing you grainy videos when you have witnesses out there who said a lot of people videotape the situation. Most of the kids under the tent taped the case. Loon, they taped it. Why did we never see a clear video? Because if you would have saw a clear video, you would have saw that Carmelo was not just in an altercation, okay, with Austin, right? It was Austin and Hunter. And not only was it Austin and Hunter, there were two other boys. 4 boys tried to jump Carmelo, Loon. 4 of them. This is why they never showed you the video. Why you think, and I don't want to mix up the twins, understandably, one is deceased. I believe Hunter is still alive.
Yes, Austin.
Let me ask you a question, Loon. Do you have a twin?
No.
Imagine you have a twin, right? Another Loon. We're going to call him Boom, right? Loon and Boom. Boom was murdered.
I like that.
His killer is on trial for his life. You were there when that man took your twin brother's life. Can I ask you a question, Loon? How under heaven do you not take the stand in your brother's murder?
Right. I didn't understand.
I mean, you understand it?
Yeah.
Because if he would have took the stand, the defense could have cross-examined Hunter. Hunter, is it not true that you started this? Hunter, is it not true that you and your brother jumped Carmelo? Hunter, is it not true that it was 4 of you and not just your brother? Loon, Hunter didn't take the stand because Hunter was guilty.
Bar 90% of the time, you don't never listen to one. Let's be real. 90% of the time. Here's why I say the facts and the evidence are irrelevant. Even though we bring up facts and evidence onto any case, say, for example, the Cyrus case, that man still walked away free, not guilty. I'm this close to saying fuck evidence, fuck the trial, fuck the judges, the jurors. I'm that close to saying fuck everything, right? Because all white folks understand is, and all people, and even Asians, all they understand is fight or flight. The boy was clear. The boy was clear and gone. You had insurance. You had store insurance. You have to carry insurance. Why didn't you just let this kid go? You terminated him. And Anton Daniels, I'm going to go on a rant just for a little bit. Anton Daniels is so full of shit. And if I was in his face, I would tell him he was full of shit. He is full of shit. How the hell how can a person when you're running away from somebody and the gun drops out of his pocket, but you end up falling, how do you have the time to recover, pick up the gun, and aim directly at the son, which was clearly behind the father? How do you have time? How do you have time? Boy didn't even take anything out of the store. You was stalking that. You was profiling him. You was stalking him that entire time. But he's gone now. What would I do in this situation? Oh, he's getting deported. Rick Chow's getting deported. And the father of Cyrus, oh, he's going to jail. And I'm taking his son and I'm adopting the son. Even though I don't know if that's legal or not. Because the boy had no business having that gun in his pocket in the first place. Yet, he didn't take anything. Which I'm glad he didn't take anything. He didn't have time to take anything because he was being stalked the entire time. But no value of life, no value of something like a bottle of water is worth your life. Let him go. If anything, call the police. Let the police handle it. This wouldn't even be an issue. This wouldn't even be a thought. This wouldn't even be technically a news story. But it was a news story because his chink ass went right after. Now it's what's it called? It's I can't even think of what it was, but you know. Oh yeah, and you keep saying that, but guess what? If the next white kid were to be unalived, it wouldn't be an issue. So keep yelling that, because to be perfectly quite honest, I mean, hey, F around to find out, right?
You're going to unalive my brother and you don't think I'm going to tell what I saw? I'm not even going to take the stand? I want to see my brother's killer in jail for life, but I don't want to testify because you and your brother was guilty. Rest in peace to the deceased.
What do you think about them saying, because a lot of the case was cornered on the situation where he said, find out, or he had his hand in his bag and said, touch me and see what I do. Yeah. Touch me and see what I do.
Why does everybody have an issue with touch me and see what I do? What up? What up there? What up? What up? Why does everybody have an issue with touch me and see what I do? Touch me and see what I... You know, we've been saying that since the 80s. We've been getting fist fights forever. It touched me. It touched me. It went from touch me to touch me, bitch, touch me, bitch, touch me. We've been saying that forever. All of a sudden, white people have a soft spot or something. Oh, he threatened me. That black guy threatened me. Give me a effing break. We've been saying that forever. But nevertheless, it just means back up. People don't know what this dude with a camera phone interviewer. We're trying to interview some black people, and the dude came up and said, "We don't want to talk to you." He said, "I got every right to be here." I was like, "That's fine, but we don't want to talk to you. Leave us alone. Back up. Leave us be. Leave us be. You don't get the message. You don't realize that shit can go left if you do not back off. It's very simple. Back off. Leave us alone. How hard is that? just to leave us alone. We don't want to talk to you. We don't want to interact with you. We don't. It's very simple. But Austin ended up finding out the hard way.
You feel like that is a threat, or is that a warning?
It's a warning. He's letting them know I'm armed.
Basically.
See, that they were arguing the entire trial that that's the premeditation.
No.
Because he's basically, I made a decision right here in this moment. Touch me and see what I'm going to do to you.
I made a decision right here in this moment to stand my ground if you attack me. You see that? He did make a decision. I am outnumbered, 4 white boys under a tent with a whole bunch of other children, and most of them were girls, so they showing off for the snow bunnies. They showing off for the snow bunnies. Carmelo's sitting there, all these white girls, they showing off for them, the 2 big white linebackers with their 2 homies. They're going to stomp me out under this tent today. No adults around. Carmelo knew, I'm going to get stomped out. Remember, they grabbed this hoodie, they put him in a headlock. You can easily snap somebody's neck in a fight, Lone.
Fights are dangerous.
Fights are very dangerous, especially when you're going against somebody bigger than you and multiple people.
And twins will die for each other.
And twins
like
will die
all of
for
this
each
kind of stuff should have been, I think some of
the lawyer, Mike Howard, in my opinion, respectfully and allegedly, he set Carmelo up for this legal execution. If I was talking to Mike Howard, Carmelo's lead defense attorney, I got 3 questions for Mike Howard. Number 1, why was Toby invited onto the defense being good friends with the prosecution? How do you not see that as a conflict of interest that could undermine Carmelo's freedom? That's my first question. Why is he on the team and he's friends with the opposition? That's number 1. Number 2, Loon, did you hire a private investigator?
Yeah. See,
Stay with me. Did you hire a private investigator to investigate what? All 21 witnesses. I want to see their texts, history of racism, social media, history of comments about black people, how they feel about black people, all 21 witnesses, so I can show that they were prejudiced before they took the stand. Right?
Exactly.
Did you investigate both of the Medcalf brothers? Did you investigate the Medcalf mom? Did you investigate the Medcalf dad to see what their opinions is on race and racism? Right? Did you investigate to see who knew who for how long? Because if you would have investigated, you should know, allegedly, that the father and the judge and the prosecutor all knew each other. Where was the private investigation, Loan? Where was the private investigation to gather the facts, Loan? Number 3, how in the hell do you not...
Well, see, that's the thing. People like that are too proud. Or I guess he felt some type of way that day. You know, we usually say, you know, if you feel froggy, you know, jump. And I'm not saying Carmelo had that mindset. How would Carmelo know? They didn't even know each other. So how would they know? He said, mind his own business. And of course, spoiler alert, I'm gonna give it away. I mean, I guess his girlfriend was a snow bunny or something to that degree. I mean, I hate snow bunny. I wouldn't date a snow bunny. I wouldn't. But it's just something about these goddamn snow bunnies that get your ass in trouble each time. This is something about them snow bunnies, boy. But anyway, he was with, you know, I guess he was with his girlfriend or whatever. And Eddie invited him. He sat there for a whole 10 minutes. Now, if I'm sitting there and it's raining, I'm just sitting there minding my own business. There are a whole bunch of fucking bleachers that you can just sit. You can just sit and just relax. What is the big deal? You don't own and control nothing. So what is the big goddamn deal? Y'all kill me with this shit.
Raise holy hell about the fact that the judge allowed a jury without a single black person. The case was decided at the jury.
But why is the lawyer? What is his interest though? I don't understand.
If Hispanics claim the Africanity, then I have no problems with that. But 90% of the times they are going to claim what? White. That's just what it is.
Because again, dude, it's 10 things. When I was
said, what
at,
is his interest?
Yeah,
the preservation of white supremacy.
That's it. But
that's it. That is it.
And I guess Austin enjoys where he needs to be. And anybody else who would like to FAFO. You know what I mean?
Everything. What do you mean that's it? White supremacy runs America. White supremacy founded America. White control over black people is critical. This Carmelo case alone is bigger than what you're seeing. This is about determining whether or not black children have the right to defend their life.
No. Black people don't have a right to defend their life. Because whatever we do to defend ourselves, we ended up falling short of grace. We end up falling the short end of the stick each and every single time we defend ourselves. Someone breaks into a black man's house. Three white boys break into a black man's house. He pew-pews them all. He ends up going to jail for unaliving three white boys who potentially are violating my space, breaking into my home that I pay for or pay rent, doesn't matter. So, or if they slip on a banana peel and bust their heads. They slip on a banana peel. He said not in Oklahoma. He said that is some bullshit, Mark. That's some bullshit. Ain't nothing but white boys in Oklahoma. But anyway, so you slip on a banana peel, you bust your head. You break into my home, slip on the banana peel and bust your head. I get the charge. That makes entirely no sense. Well, you have to be proportionate. You have to be proportionate. White boys carry guns. White boys carry guns all day. ARs. I'm not supposed to fear for my life? As a black man in America, I'll say it again. As a black man in America, I'll say it again. As a black man in America, get my drift? I'm supposed to just, what, take it? I mean, I'm asking. I'm supposed to just lay down for you. Or even if I knew law, if I knew 85% of the book, if I knew 85% of the book, no matter what, when it comes to gun laws, when it comes to safety, when it comes to, HIPAA hazards or any of this that is lawful, and I need to read it in totality. And I either try to defend it or whatever the case may be, you mean to tell me that I don't have a right to a fair trial? I don't have a right to defend my home? I don't have a right to do anything, but yet I can join the army and defend the Constitution. You are full of shit. And I'm going to tell you to your face, you're full of shit. That's just Crazy.
Then you have to fall into the 27 that they had for. So that's what I did the day before. And it was like 1 that are afraid of our power. And that's the one
credit for shit that they didn't do. You know, we pretty much everything that we use now and forever, Black folks created it. And, you know, and that's what I'm telling people.
The GPS.
Right.
The IVF. Shit, y'all experimented on us because y'all got broken bodies. So cancer. Y'all experimented on us, and now that family just now getting compensated for y'all stealing. That's all they do. They steal, they lie, they kill, and they cheat.
Lie, honey, lie. Woo, child. Them the lioness ass folks. And I love your energy because
that are afraid of our power. And that's the one thing with us that understand we are the most powerful race just by existing. Shit. And we don't utilize that to our full capacity, and we don't collaborate on that to our full capacity. And that's where we get diminished in the whole ecosystem.
Right. Right. Yeah, I totally agree. Can you tell me, because like you were there, right? You were there, and like before you joined, I had played your video, a couple of your videos. But what was that experience like? Were you able to go in the courtroom, or you were?
So because I've been covering this case the entire over a year, and I've had connections to the family as far as, you know, assisting or communicating from the background.
Anybody that says I'm tired of this racism shit, I ask one. I usually ask 3 questions, but I'm just gonna ask one. If you're tired of this racist shit, then I want you to do me a favor. I want you to get Jake Lane. I think that's his name. Get Jake Lane and send him to China. Get Jake Lane and send him to China. Since you're tired of the racism, I want you to get Jake Lane on top of Richard Spencer, right? Get Jake Lane, Richard Spencer, and David Duke, and all these other prejudiced, bigoted people, right? Gather them up, send them to China. Send them to China. Just go ahead, send them to China. I mean, you white folks nowadays put so many blinders on. You just put blinders on to the world and thinking that technology is saving America. No, it isn't. You think that all this gathering, you think just because all this gathering together and we're getting the same education and we're graduating from the same school and we're drinking from the same drinking fountain. Oh, no. The world may change, but the scenario always remains the same. It just does. From a from a racist standpoint, yes. All of it, it just is. It just is. You can't change it. You can't run from it. But Trump, what you're not realizing is Trump made it habitable for white folks to act a fucking fool. And you see it every single day. Why would a guy from the UFC call Michelle Obama a man? Why would Trump, each and every single day that he's on social media, and believe me, he is on fucking social media every single goddamn day, why would he talk shit about Obama 24 hours a day? Even in his first term, he was talking shit. Even before his first term, he was talking shit about Obama. And Obama was talking shit about him, but in the smoothest way. The smoothest way possible without even mentioning his name. And he didn't have to mention his name. But it's deny. And this is where I say Isaiah Martin, if he ever runs for anything ever again, his name is going on my list as the person who I would dedicate my time and my money to putting him wherever he wants to go. Shouts out to Isaiah Martin.
So when I saw that the media list was limited to white only, I said no. So because I have a weekly panelist spot on Roland Martin, and I know how Roland is very dedicated to making sure that our stories are being told. So, our stories are being told, that I reached out to him. I was like, hey, I'm going to be there anyway. I can be the correspondent to provide you all with information, daily information about what's happening, what's going on. And they were able to reach out to the Anthony family in order to reserve us a spot.
Oh yeah, shouts out to the grandfathers who were involved in World War One. Shouts out to the grandfathers who were involved in the Tuskegee, who were Tuskegee Airmen. Shouts out to the ones who were in the Civil War. Definitely do not take shit for granted. Definitely do not.
And with the family. So I was able to, now I will tell you, got a little tricky that I found out because Drew gave us the instructions that the investigator gave us that we had to check in at least 24 hours before that we were going to be there. So that's what I did the day before. And it was like 2 o'clock. And she was like, well, we had to submit it to the court by noon. Well, that's not what you told Mr. Anthony. But I'm not going to push back. So I kept trying to refresh her memory to let her know that, hey, I'm supposed to be here for it because we are Black media.
Right.
And it was at one point, hold on 1 second.
Okay.
He's a fucking hack. He is just so much a fucking hack.
Y'all, the AC went out and it's hot in Texas, so I had to get them people come out here because But she made it seem like, oh, where if you're media, then you need to be in the media line because they only had 9 spots reserved, and if you wasn't the 9 of media, then you had to fall into the 27 that they had for open seats. And that, when I tell you, I was like Hunger Games. Oh, it was like you thought it was like an apocalypse, like how people were in that line trying to get in, because truth be told, they're supposed to provide an additional space when it's over capacity. That's just what I'm accustomed to. When I was in Dallas County and we would have these big trials, we had the Roy Oliver trial, which was Jordan Davis, who had got shot by the police. We had the Amber Geiger case, who had got shot by police. We had the Dr. Death, the doctor that was going around paralyzing and killing people. We had an extra courtroom for them to go in to stream it. So when I saw that, it's every man for themselves, the first day, because I said, I don't care. I will stand in line. So I get there. Now, mind you, I gotta tell this funny story because Black women, man, we gonna forget something. It could be our brain. And on this day, I'm speeding up the road. Now, Collin County is about 40 minutes from me. Okay. So I'm speeding up the road. And I'm like, ooh, because I ain't have my wig on. And I'm like, oh, and I look up, I'm like, where my wig at? I said, where she at? She ain't sitting over there. So I had to drive back home to get my wig. So
we be on the go. We be on the go. Look, I know.
I'm driving like, my wig. So I get to the court. Of course, the 27 slots are taken, but I stayed until like 2 p.m. I was upstairs, and then I went to my car to just continue to report on what I could report on, because we could have our computers if we wasn't in the courtroom. So that was the first day, and that day it was pretty heavy. I saw white supremacists, but I saw us in solidarity. And that was the day that Jack Lang was out there acting and talking about he needs to be hung and stuff like that. And I'm like, huh?
Why do I see him all the time? Well, of course, he's in Texas. But I end up seeing him all the time. And of course, he has every God-given right to be there. But in this situation, even last year, he ended up calling, if you can remember, Jake Lang. Don't worry. I got you. Don't worry. I got you. So he ends up going and calling the father. He ends up calling the Jeff. He ends up calling Jeff Medcalf. And he says, come and follow me in segregation to get these black people, these N-words, and hold them accountable and get them to jail because they are ruining this white nation and blah, blah, blah. And to my shock, not only do I see him, but I see a coon of the coons right beside him, cheering him on. Like, God damn. These mofos really want to sit at the table. So let me see if I can. And mind you, this is the same one that was running for his life in one of the tapes. He was literally running for his life. No, that's too short. He gets arrested. Nope. Let me see here. All right. Hold on one second.
We've also learned about the arrest of far-right influencer Jake Lang, the pardoned January
That's him.
6th rioter who lives in Florida, made multiple appearances outside the Carmelo Anthony trial this week. He's now in the Dallas County Jail on a $1 million bond and is facing charges of making terroristic threats.
Oh. Hell has frozen over. Oh, shit.
It's Lang's second arrest. Also learned about the arrest of far-right influencer Jake Lang, the pardoned January 6th rioter who lives in Florida, made multiple appearances outside the Carmelo Anthony trial this week. He's now in the...
Oh, me, oh, my. Oh, my, oh, me.
We're here, boy. America is a Christian country. Go back across the sea. Sharia law is not going to ever stand in America. This traitor here who bowed down
Thank
in
you
the
for the
mosque
flow
last
state.
week. Anthony Hudson. The American crusade has begun! for traitors. This is America first. This is America home. You're worse. You're worse than the Islamic bastards. White men who turn against their own. Piece of shit. You like watering that, buddy? Anthony Hudson, you're a weak, spineless coward. Weak and spineless. Cuckold. Cuckold.
Hey, listen. I'm not. Oh, thank you for the flow state. Thank you for the flow state. I myself would not even engage because that's more like the Jug the Builder type bullshit. And by the way, there are wannabe Jug the Builder bullshit or Jug the Builder idiots out there now. Thanks to Jug the Builder. I think that's his real name. I don't know. I don't really care. Be careful. Just be careful. If you run into these knuckleheads, look the other way, please. Just look the other way. Don't even engage in none of that. Unless he put the hands on you, then you have no other choice. But I'm just asking all of you, even those who hate me, I'm asking y'all, flee for your life. If you're in line and trying to get some good barbecue, and this dude's calling N-word, 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 and filming you, N-word, do something, N-word, do something, do something, do something, do something, do something, N-word. I bet you won't do it, you bitch. I bet you won't do it. Run. Just run. There's nothing wrong with running. There are way too many Jug the Builders out there now. Way too many. So I advise y'all, be careful. Just be careful. Let me see. What do you think about Israel attempts to merge militaries with the U.S.? That's a no-brainer. That's a simple trade. But are they doing that on the behest of Trump? Because according to Trump, this is their ceasefire. According to Trump. According to Trump, he told Netanyahu, whatever his name is, to stand down. Are you telling me it's about to be another war going on or something? And if it is, I would believe you because I don't believe him. I don't believe anything that Trump says. Nothing. Nada, zilch. Panthers are getting ready to go work. Are we talking Panthers or are we talking Lions? Are we talking Lions with what's his name? Lightfoot? Not Lightfoot. Not Lightfoot. Lucky Foot or whatever his name is, the light-skinned brother. I mean, just be careful, y'all. Just be careful. Like I said, it's a lot of nonsense going on. But let me continue with this.
But I also recognize why the judge left
that
required that he didn't want us to see this.
Share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe.
I knew that.
Like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. Become a member of the We-On-Loc Nation channel. I'm trying to get 10 before my birthday. I'm trying to get 10 memberships before my birthday. I don't know how many I got thus far. I think I got 6. I'm trying to get 10 before my birthday, which is next month. Next month is my birthday. Trying to get 10 of them things before my birthday. So if you're much obliged.
From the inception, but that first day before the first day, the jury selection, I didn't stay for that because I already know what the logistics is, but I did see more. I saw the 12%. that is the accounted for as minorities in Collin County. It looked like 12% was accounted for during that process, but they were struck at the end of the day. They were struck for cause, and they were struck, I believe, due to race, gender, and ethnicity. Race, gender, or age. So after that first day, I was like, oh, it's giving the time to kill. So that was my perception on the first day, and knowing this non-Black jury, and knowing that the prosecutors had limited access and visibility, and it was just screwed. He was screwed from the inception. Screwed.
American people don't want to pay money to Israel, so Israel is attempting to merge militaries with the U.S. to continue funding while having strongholds on America. Well, what do we expect? Israel owns America. If we don't see that by now, I mean, come on. If I have to do this, give me 5 in the super chat. Give me 5 in the super chat. If I have to do this, give me 5 in the super chat. But Israel owns America. The movies, the gas stations, damn near everything but China. They own everything. They own all the important land. They own the state judges. They own the state judges. They own the federal judges. They own everything. What did you expect? It's Israel, America, and is it Somalia? I forgot what it was. This may be not famous, but guess what? If you don't believe that statement, I want you to go to Jaguar Wright's page. Now, Jaguar Wright has been in the industry for many, many, many years, and she has seen many, many, many things. And if you don't believe in Illuminati, that's on you. If you don't believe how this world is ran, how the industry works, how the corporations, how they work, he said, shh. He said, shh. If you don't believe in that, then I ain't got nothing to say. Call me delusional all you want, but it is what it is, bro. And this is why I give a shout out to Ibrahim Traore. He's saying fuck you to America right now. And I'm saying fuck you to America right now. I truly am. Because he is building what we should have been helping building a long time ago here in America, according to, if you will read Dr. Claude Anderson's book, Black Labor, White Wealth, and the other book, Powernomics. Read those two, we would have, and build on that formula, we would have been better off. We would have been better off having our own nail and hair salons. We would have been better off with our own grocery stores. We would have been better off with our own hospitals, with our own schools. We would have been better off. And with that comes we can create our own laws. But people want to be tribalist. People want to be tribalistic. I'm this, I'm that, I'm FBA, I'm ADOS, I'm Israel, I'm this, I'm that. I don't want Bill.
So being that you like, because I mean, I feel like, and it's funny you say that because after hearing everybody's story, I said, yeah, it seems like he was misrepresented. There were so many things, but I feel like it didn't matter what happened. I feel like this was still going to be the outcome. I just feel like that after seeing how all of this stuff played out. You know what I mean? Like I hear people say, "Oh, well, the attorney didn't do this, the attorney do that." Now, I do feel like that the attorney had a hand in it, but I also feel like that this was going to be the end result. Somebody sent me this because I didn't know anything about this. There's a judge. Her name was Suzanne Wooten. She went through a similar situation where they put charges on her because she ran for a judge and she had unseated a judge. And it was this whole situation where she ultimately came back and got the charges. What is that when you appeal it or whatever? And overturned on appeal. Yeah. Yes.
Did she go through the full process, or because if she did, they dismissed it?
I would believe that's true. I would believe that's definitely true. But it will not be underneath. What am I talking about? It will be under this presidency, if it ever came to that. But this is the reason why I had stated a long time ago, we have July, August, September, October, November. We have 5 more months. Yeah, happy Juneteenth. Happy Juneteenth, everyone. Happy Juneteenth. That's the one thing that, white folks take away from us is our history. It's crazy. It's really, really crazy. But happy Juneteenth, everybody. Happy Juneteenth to the. Oh, did I forget to mention that your Social Security, if you are 65 and older, that you're no longer going to have Social Security in 3 years? Did I bother to mention that? Barb, you know what to do.
Okay, so I know she wasn't retried. So it was her and some people that was working for her. They try to say all of this different stuff that was related to election. Doing a Donald Trump, didn't want to believe that the lady won for real. So they trumped up all these charges. She had in her complaint that they told her, which this is how you know the lady didn't really commit a crime. If you just leave, you'll be okay. But if you don't leave, we're going to put you in jail. You're going to lose your house. And it's all in there. I said, this is crazy. So they went to the ground.
Hey, white people, I got a question to ask. You love your white people. Do you love Andrew Wilson? Do you love Andrew Wilson? Do you love your Jake Langs? Do you love your Richard Spencer?
Grand jury, I think it was 6 times. And at one time, the grand jury wrote a letter to the judge and was like, please don't bring this case back. We don't see any cause. Ultimately, they charged this lady. She ended up getting, I think it was like 10 years probation.
Here's the bonus one. Do you love your Charlie Kirks? Oh, damn. Was that too much?
He ultimately got it overturned.
Yeah, but they do that to what was her race?
She was a white lady.
And they didn't she was doing.
I don't know very much about Collin County, but what I learned from what I read in her complaint is that they didn't like that she had ran for a position of a current judge. She unseated that judge and pretty much took his job, but it's legal. You can do that. So the judge went into the district attorney's office and told them they needed to charge her with something. So it was crazy. I'm just like, this is crazy. So what she said, you got to look it up. What she said in her complaint was one of the reasons they were mad because she won, and for two, they didn't agree with some of the things that, some of her policies and different things that she,
crickets
was for. She didn't go in specifically to say what it was, but she basically said they didn't. You go look at the case. Judge Roach's father. He was a district attorney. Yes, his father was involved. She ultimately sued that state, but she sued them individually because she felt like, what they did was, they did too much. But ultimately, they pretty much said, she can't sue us personally. We were doing our jobs. No, you wasn't. You wasn't doing your job. You maliciously went after her. But yeah, it was his father. It was Judge Roach's father. At the time, he was a district attorney.
Listen, I'm glad you told. I did not know anything about this because this is literally what I'm experiencing at this moment. And a lot of people don't understand how dark district attorney's offices are when you have a voice. And when you don't submit to the status quo, I'm literally experiencing the same thing, but at the hands of Black men. And so I take my interest in justice was high before I left from being a prosecutor, but it's even higher now because I've seen it and I know how they use their power, money, and resources. And the gotcha with them is that they left a paper trail. Mm-hmm. But a lot of people are not patient in the process to know, okay, you have to follow exactly what God's design is, because a lot of us as an attorney, we like to fight naturally, right. We're natural fighters. So when you have to be silent, that ain't what right. That ain't what you put me here for. No, I put you here for this reason so that I can use you to undo what is going to happen to others in the future.
Right.
So knowing that happened to her, they do that all the time, but they don't know that there's a paper trail to follow. Right. I don't know if she pursued. Yeah, because the individuals in my situation definitely. Them, I said, listen, December 31st, you're going to find out whether it's going to be state or federal.
Right. Yeah, she ended up suing, I think it was $600,000, but I think it was more because when you read the complaint, it said it kind of stated that they paid the $600,000, but it didn't say that was all that she got. So I don't believe that the $600 was everything that she got. But she she won. And when she went back and took it before the appeals court or whatever, they said they had no reason initially to charge her. They was like, this is gone. So yeah, it was. And you know who was involved? Y'all governor. Your governor was involved. He was the attorney general then. Is that Abbott? Is that his name?
We call him Hot Wheels.
Oh yeah.
Governor Hot Wheels.
He don't get the respect of a name. We got Hot Wheels.
Yeah, so Governor he was definitely involved, and so was Judge Roach's father.
That's the white. And that they be the ones in there doing the most dirt.
Mm-hmm.
Like, share, and subscribe.
And that's indicative of who Bill Worski is and Greg Willis, the DA in Collin County, and the lead.
I am working on the Venmo. Not sure how to work all that crap, but trying to work on the fucking Venmo and shit.
Prosecutor on this case, both had to settle $1.75 million just in 2023 for sexual harassment and retaliation of 7 white women at their office. And it'd be the audacity that they come out with statements and say that, oh, I can't wait to have my day in court. You didn't have your day in court because you settled. Right. So therefore, we would never get to hear the lies that you was going to tell on the stand because you knew it was best for you to settle. And in a civil case with that implication, you are guilty to me. Everything they said you did. Like, you paid your way out of it. But that's what these white prosecutors do. Like, the second chair, which a lot of people don't know, before we get back into the trial, the second chair on this case, his name is Dewey Mitchell. Dewey Mitchell was my misdemeanor chief division. No, he was over the misdemeanor division when I was in Dallas County. Okay. Dewey, great. He was a great boss. I didn't have any issues with him. But what I learned was that the prosecutor that took over his case, who was also took over his position, great prosecutor, didn't have any issues with him. But I recall before a lot of this stuff came out that when he came into one of my workrooms, now I showed up, I looked my best every day. Like, I worked out. I was like, yes, if I'm going to be in this courtroom, I'm going to be looking cute. I'm going to be looking at my look. He said, one of my colleagues told me that he mentioned to him, was like, yeah, I wonder what Thelma looks like on a pole.
What? These folks is crazy.
And he told it to one of my close friends, but he doesn't know how close we were. And I'm like, what?
And you got the nerve to say that Black folks are 3/5 of a human being, don't practice no impulse control, but yet you're always trying to get underneath someone's legs. And not excusing it, but even white women have issues in the workforce too. It's not just Black women, but white women have issues in the workforce. And it becomes an issue, and you wonder why there are lawsuits. But then again, Eugene Carroll doesn't count, I guess. But let me not hold you.
I said, and it made me, like, it made me feel sick because there was nothing about going to work where I was looking at somebody like, I want to take this. No, I was there to do a job. I really don't like lawyers like that anyway, because they're all fake and phony, and they have this secret society as if you can't talk about them in public, but they can talk about you in private to ruin your reputation. No, we're gonna put you on every platform now. We finna see how y'all survive, since y'all want to put out information on people when they have cases. Let's see how you survive when we start exposing you. So Dewey and his best friend who took over, Dewey ends up leaving to go to Collin County. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking he was leaving because the new administration was coming in, because that's typical. But come to find out, his homeboy who took his position was sleeping with 3 white prosecutors who were his subordinates. And the rule was, you can't sleep with none of your subordinates. And he was married, and his wife was an OBGYN, but they also tied Buddy Dewey to it. That was like, why do you think he left? That was left for us to kind of figure out. But I was like, these same white girls was very promiscuous. They would open their legs for anybody to get ahead. So it wasn't far-fetched for me to believe, because they were just too open, and that's disrespectful. To be like that with your myself was very disrespectful, but that's the society that they roll in. And that's why I feel it's very imperative that prosecutorial misconduct reform actually happens, because you get too much power to go in there and think that you are above the law, because that's what they do. They think they're above the law.
Right. Now that was this person you were just talking about, was that your supervisor, you said?
Yeah, so when I first started, he was Dewey, the second chair that was on the case, Carmelo Anthony's case. He was the original misdemeanor supervisor. Like, he was over the misdemeanor division. His homeboy ended up taking over. His homeboy was another white one. He took over his position. So that's how, and Dewey ended up getting promoted to another division. But he was there, but he also follows his paper trail of indiscretions, like as these men are using their titles to screw these women, and they just fall in the line because that's just what they do.
Just sick. What?
I have a goal. So I forgot to remind y'all earlier. I have a goal in mind to raise at least 50 bones. I have a goal in mind. I'm going to do it sometime this coming Sunday. Trying to raise $50 for a specific thingamajiggy. Trying to get my kids back into martial arts class. Not asking for too much. If it's not too much to ask, to support, the goal is to reach 50, not 15, 50. I'm not gonna stress y'all out because I understand how hard it is to believe me, in this goddamn economy, it's hard to even make a decision at the gas pump, which is still very fucking high. But I'm gonna start this Sunday, and hopefully I can reach the goal by the end of the month, sometime the end of the month. So if y'all could be so charitable as to send $1, $2, whatever the case may be, it'll be gladly much appreciative. I should have said this earlier. My fault. This is my fault. I should have said this a little earlier, but don't be discouraged. Don't take it any other way. It's just a form of saying, ugh. But I'm trying to reach a certain goal to get, the kids back into martial arts class, and it's kind of hard on me, and it's kind of hard on my wife, which she is. We had just moved, and beyond all this, everything, right after we moved, everything just raised up, like food, gas, water, everything just spiked. So it's hard out here, man. It is very, very hard. But this is just if you can do it. I'm not forcing anyone to do it. I'm just saying, if you can find it in your heart, $1 here, $2 there. If you can do it, cool, great. If not, don't worry about it. But I'm gonna start sometime this coming Sunday, when I go back on live. But back onto the video.
But Willis, he doing more than that. He doing stuff he ain't supposed to do with his nasty, disgusting self. Paperwork all over the internet. Just a mess. Now that's Carmelo Anthony's district attorney that's out here nasty. I put it on Facebook because they was on Facebook trying to talk crazy about you. See, I got a few accounts. Oh, I put that paperwork. I said, why? I said, what about this paperwork? Y'all need to be worried about this man that's in here groping these folks, and y'all talking about something that doesn't even matter. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
that's what everybody's like, girl. People with DM me is like, girl, I'm over here fighting for you. I said, thank you, but send it to me so it can add to my damages. I said, don't argue with them. Just send me whatever, because that goes towards my damages. And
free Carmelo.
I don't think people really understand that aspect of it, because anytime somebody posts something that is legally not true, but it's true based off of what has been put out,
right?
All that can be used in future litigations. So I appreciate the Megyn Kellys, the Fox News, everything that's on Twitter, because come December 31st, they are going to feel everything that they have done to every other woman, whether black, white, Hispanic. It's never a white, because they love the white ones. But their day is coming. But
what, something I didn't know about? Is there something I didn't know about? Like, what the fuck? Something happened on Fox News and something I didn't know about?
As black women, they don't understand that we grew up in an era where we either need the internet or we didn't. We knew how to survive in rooms with snakes, with racists, and we still showed up and shine. Like, you ain't gonna stop our shine. We gonna sit at the table.
I'm not worried about Megyn Kelly or none of these people. Megyn Kelly's trash. Megyn Kelly's pussy stank. Bruh, listen. All the Sean Hannitys, all the Bill O'Reillys, all of them, leave them where they lie. All right. Bill O'Reilly is out of here. We don't care for Bill O'Reilly. We don't care for none of them. We don't care for none of the Megyn Kellys. Megyn Kelly don't even exist. All right, so don't even worry about none of these people. This is the reason they got kicked out of. Megyn Kelly got kicked out of Fox for a specific reason. Or what about the Lauren chick, the shut up and drivel chick? She's irrelevant. All these people are irrelevant. Stop paying them any mind. Just don't pay them any mind.
What you gonna read, what we need to read you down with, and we're gonna get up and leave.
Absolutely.
And come back and read you another day. Right. And that's why this particular case, when I seen what they were doing, I said, this is textbook. This is why it's important to have not only your advocates for trial, your legal counsel, but you have to have a legal consultant that protects you through this whole process. Because the one thing that I learned after speaking to Mr. Anthony is that there is a gap. There is a gap whenever you have a minor at the time who has an offense and is arrested, and they have to get a lawyer. That's still attorney-client privilege. The attorney is only required to communicate with the accused or their client, even if they are a minor.
Right.
So when you have that, you still have parents, you still have family that need to understand the process and need to know they can come to someone and ask questions,
right,
or be their voice to legal counsel for the questions that they have, so that it can be properly explained. Because, like I said, the attorney's loyalty is to the client. They don't have to tell you anything. And that's how I felt.
I don't know why that one it is. Witnesses. That whole trial, that wasn't even a trial. And quite frankly, it wasn't even a fair one at that. It wasn't a fair one at all. Like I said, an all-white juror. I don't care if it was Japanese, Chinese, Hispanic, Indian. All of them considered white. All of them are considered white due to their statuses. All of them are considered white. So I don't even want to hear that shit. Name one black person on that jury. You can't do it. You can't do it. The 3 that you had, you got rid of them. Because one was biased, which I recommend black people, please serve on the jury. You're not going to be doing it every year. But when they do pick you, go and serve on the jury. They may not even pick you, dude. So just go on the fucking jury.
I don't feel like Mike Howard wasn't upfront. I just don't think that they understood the magnitude, because there's a different level when they can only legally communicate with the son, and your family is left out to figure it out and feel uncomfortable if they need to come talk to you because you are their child's attorney and it's the law. So I saw that particular gap in this particular case that and I talked to one of my colleagues who came. She wasn't able to get in, but she's a criminal defense attorney. I was like, we have a gap, and we have a gap that we need to fill, and that's in whether we are
I don't think you heard me. I said, due to your status, Asians are considered white.
Our consultants or legal consultants for the extension.
This is the reason why I hate talking to people who don't educate themselves.
Of families that have a question and they just don't know how to actually ask it to the attorney. And they don't know how to explain certain things to family members. So there's a lane that is definitely needed outside of a lane that is definitely needed for Black lawyers to be elevated and be visible in order for us to make sure that we find the right counsel for our people when we are in jams like this.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
That's, I like the way you explained it. Now, I know people were saying, why did they choose a white lawyer? Honestly, and I'm going to say this because I watched
Yeah. Why did they choose a white lawyer? Not that I'm questioning everything. The first question was, and I put it as the questionnaire of the day. Did Austin Medcalf unalive himself? That's my first question. Second question, why did the defendant why did the parents of Carmelo Anthony get a white defense lawyer? Why did they get a white defense lawyer? I guess they'll tell me.
The trial, Brian Steele was the best thing that could have happened to Young Thug. So I'm not totally against it, but I feel like because of the type of case that this was, they definitely needed somebody Black. And I'm going to tell you why. One of the things I heard them say, just after hearing people talk about the trial, was that Carmelo said, do it and see, how if somebody say, I'm going to hit you, and you be like, let me see if you're going to do it. Or you know what I mean? But they kind of said as if he was provoking. And that's not what he was doing. I felt like the attorney did not understand Black culture, because if somebody say, I'm going to hit you, do it then. I'm not, you know what I mean? So I think that in that case, I felt like they definitely needed a, Black attorney, but we know Mike Howard was trash. I just felt like in terms of the white and the Black, I don't think it matters. You just got to have somebody that's going to fight for you. But in that case, yeah, I think they did need somebody that was culturally, because I don't think they understood Carmelo. Do y'all realize that when I even watched or heard from the trial, nobody said anything good about him? Not that there were there was nothing good to say. But you're talking about the 3.8, 2 jobs, never been just, where is all of this information? Like, he was not even humanized. Like, they made him seem like a monster, and that's not even who he was. Yeah. So I kind of felt like the lawyer definitely missed.
Well, that's just white folks for you. They made him into a monster. I didn't know monsters get straight A's. I didn't know that monsters were good citizens. But that's what happens when you take your kids out the hood and you put them in these white neighborhoods. That's just my take on it. But y'all gonna learn. Y'all gonna learn. Some people, y'all gonna definitely learn. Especially when white folks move out of the neighborhoods that you end up in. They move out, and if they move out in a certain place and they find somewhere to go, you go right on with them. Why? Why? But that's just to put I guess Malcolm X put it lightly. You got the field Negro, and then you got the house nigga.
It's that opportunity because I don't feel like we got enough of that.
No, you're absolutely right. And that's what I talk about with the experience. And one thing that I'm working on to fix or try to put try to close the gap is their attorneys don't keep a record of their record. So you don't know what case that they had, how successful that case was, what was the verdict. When I was a prosecutor, we had to keep record of our trials and dispositions of cases. And I thought that was, but it's the state, and also it's for funding purposes too. They want to, see what your numbers are. But for attorneys, we have to.
Barb, I think we're living in this century, in this era, we are living in a reverse racist world. Reverse. All of a sudden, things happening to them. That's crazy.
Have it where our records.
All of a sudden, y'all are oppressed.
Are able to be.
That's crazy.
Are able to be
upside down times.
Tracked so that we know exactly what kind of trials you had. What was the decision? Down. What did if you picked a jury, what did the jury makeup look like? Things of that nature, because if we don't, we're going to continue to see individuals who on paper with what they've done, the experience is there, but
and Chinese people yelling sideways racism. And you know what? Some of these Asians, they need to just calm it down. They just need to calm it the fuck down, bro. Because I think it was a situation where some Asian dude went warped and started burning crosses. An Asian dude burning a cross. Wow. We fallen short of grace. Boy, this needs to be another what you call it, cataclysmic type thing, where God just sent just something down towards down into from the heavens down to earth and just split and just separate this world in half, because this is some crazy shit. First, you won't leave us. First, you're never gonna leave us be. That's the first thing, because you have something to prove. It's like, if we can't live together, we can't live at all, because this is America. Like, that's the stupidest shit ever. That's the stupidest shit ever. That's a stupid ass question that you just put in my chat. That's a real stupid ass question. See, you're doing the horizontal thing. I don't do horizontal things. Why don't you ask the people in the chat and just do horizontal, just ask horizontal questions? I do vertical questions. How can we rise above? How can we get above these things? How can Carmelo Anthony get out of this situation? Well, number one, his appeal has to be approved, and he has to pay for the bill. His pill has to be approved, and then he already has a lawyer. His name is Donnie something. But anyway, he has to do all that, and if he wins his appeal, which likely will happen due to the evidence and everything else that's coming up, he gets a trial again, and he gets to retrial. Okay, he gets to do a retrial, but what we do is we do this, and we all hope, my man. We all hope. Okay, cool.
I need to know if you've ever tried a case that is racially motivated. I need to know if you've ever tried a case that had a self-defense element. I need to know if you ever tried a case in this particular county with my race, because that matters. And because they didn't have that, and they were being misled by Dominique Alexander, which is a whole nother threat to activism, that family was going to be doomed with picking a lawyer from the inception, and picking white or black could work in both ways, because when you see Brian Steele, you see Keith Adams. Mm-hmm. Keith Adams is the African-American attorney. So when you see Brian, you see Keith, and they are a double team threat, because not only did I get to see them in YSL, I got to see them on the Ahmaud Arbery DA case. The woman, I got to go and see that in person, and they are exactly who they think they are.
Okay,
they
got that dismissed.
And I'm like, that's what I equated Toby Shook to be, because I've tried a case against Toby. I've seen him on the Amber Geiger case. He was on the Roy Oliver case. I've seen that. So from my standpoint and my experience with him, I'm like, yeah, that's Toby is the even that's needed in order for this case to have a shot. But what I saw during that trial, he sat down 70% of that time. And I was like, Mike was there by himself. Mike was trying that case by himself. The only thing that Toby did was jury selection, as well as the expert, the ME, the medical examiner. He didn't cross any other witness. He didn't do open to close. He didn't do sentencing. I said, what the fuck was you there for?
You know what? When you read that Suzanne Wooten, I'm almost certain that was her attorney. I could be wrong, but I think they got this group thing, or something is going on in Collin County. But I think that Toby was a part of the mess. So I don't know. You got to look at it. I don't remember. you mentioned Dominique Alexander. Now, I done heard like so much, and I've heard people say, people were around them and they were working against them. And I'm just like, what do you know? Like, what was going on? Because I don't know what to believe. I see Dominique doing interviews and he's like, well, I'm not responsible for picking an attorney. And I'm like, he is right. Like, he really can't pick an attorney, but then people keep saying that he sold him out. And I'm just like, well, what is the motivation? Like, you know what I mean? So I'm just like, I don't know.
So Dominique Alexander is a very interesting character. And before this Carmelo Anthony case, what I remembered is another case that he fake activated on. He wasn't activating on nothing. Hold on.
Matt Walsh needs to sit his ass down somewhere. Matt Walsh is one of these white supremacist assholes that him and Andrew, what's his name? Andrew Wilson both need to just the literal, and I might as well add Myron to the list too. The mere thing that I despise about when it comes to this whole black and white thing, because even though people try not to make it what it really is, they literally like to take things and they like to put themselves in victim mode. So when they put themselves in victim mode, they are literally trying to tell us and the rest of America that they are victims and that we're not smart. We don't read. We don't know how to show proof, or we don't know how to tell facts. We don't know how to separate facts from fiction, facts from feelings. With this thing I'm about to pre-play, and shouts out to Taz the GOAT. Taz was entertaining this nut job, Andrew Wilson. I don't know if you know who Andrew Wilson is, but Andrew Wilson is one of these particular people who, if I weren't who I am today, I would literally want to do something bad, if you know what I mean. And I'm literally trying to change my ways. This is the reason why I got into politics in the first place. It's because my aunt and Barb, which I'm going to blame solely on Barb because she's the one that put me in this position in the first place. Lisa was just advocating, okay? She was just advocating. But that's beside the point. But the point is that if I did not transition, and I'm still working on it, I would not be the We-On-Loc that I am right now. I would not be. I would not be. Carmelo Anthony is innocent. Get over it. No. With this, the public commentary media, the Matt Walsh show episode includes this case framing it as a part of a border big lie about post 1960s legit document school discipline. Do I even want to go down this path? I'll pre-review it, and then if it's something to report back on, then I'll report it. A law from the summer case. Wait, a law professional criticized the jury, especially claiming Carmelo Anthony was denied a jury of his peers, despite the jury including multiple ethnicities minorities. That would include Hispanics, Hispanics and Asians, but they're all declared white. It's not about color. This is about status. Hold on. There's a big difference between color and status. They're not going to judge you by your color. They're going to judge you by your status. Status is law. Color is a figment of everybody's fucking imagination. Do you think that I look black to you just because my hair is black? Is my face the color of my skin of that? Y'all need to go over to Jake Lang if you're gonna do all that bullshit. You will not be doing that shit, especially in my chat, sir. Moving on. Independent. I don't even know these guys. I don't even know these. Like I said, I'll pre look at it, and then if it's something to write home to mommy about, then I'll just review it. If you need a full transcript, I need the video. That's what I need. I need the video so we can review the video. But people can't review the video because they're going to get struck. Can't review the video because we're going to get struck. Cannot review the video. So let's see. Let me do this instead. Hold on. Let me do this instead. Let me see if we can find. I doubt it. I doubt it that we're going to find the video. Oops. I doubt it that we're going to find the fucking video. But let's see. I doubt that we're going to find. No. Apparently not. Nope. I'm not going to. No. Because if we did, the judge would have been released. It's like everybody could review it. I think there was a specific website that everybody can review that tape. Because there was a tape. It's heartbreaking in the court. Nope. So we can just only speculate, or for those who already saw it. I'm wondering.
Hold on one second. A interesting creature. There was this family case, and if y'all go look, it was this girl in Denton County. She was paralyzed. She had a baby. CPS lied, and her baby ended up getting taken away. It made national news. She ended up getting 3 powerhouse Houston family attorneys. This is the triple threat. But Dominique Alexander did the exact same thing that he did to the Anthony family. And that girl still ain't got her baby to this day.
I think she's talking about the one, the baby that got shot by the police. Let me entertain this shit. There's a problem. There's the problem that you're making him out like he was just walking around picking flowers and then people were running up on him. Look, how would you like to feel to be the guy who was sitting down and just looking at your cell phone? Because that's what the guy was literally doing. 17-year-old boy, minding his own business, finished his meat that day. So he had every right to be there. Otherwise, why would he show up? Now, the rumor has it that he was suspended. If he was suspended, his coach, which was there that day, wouldn't allow him, because of the rules, wouldn't allow him to participate in his track meet that day. They probably will show the video before long. I hope they will. And if the testimonies, or if the testimonies are true that Carmelo was getting his ass whooped, then there's that issue. There's that issue that white folks don't like to comprehend. Not saying all of them, because you had old Granny earlier testifying that he might had fell onto the knife. My main man, 10 grand, is in the building. Go ahead and hook my man up and go ahead and go on this live stream. My main man, 10 grand, unalive, is in the building. Go ahead. He was at the courthouse, y'all. He was at the courthouse doing his thing along with Queen Sheba. Shouts out to Queen Sheba. Going on my main man, unalive, over here. And good content, good vibes. Nothing but good vibes from my main man, 10 grand here. Let me hook it up real quick. And boom, there it is. So let's continue.
So what did you tell her to get a different attorney?
No, he was going on doing press. He was calling, basically making it a race war. And you got to know how to migrate in certain counties that are considered a triple threat to Black people. And I tell people there are 3 counties in North Texas that is a triple threat. You got Collin County, Denton County, and Tarrant County. These are the 3 counties that will screw Black people. And if you come from, you screwed. So when he put that rhetoric out there, it inflamed. And guess what? It's going on. It'll be almost 3 years in December that she hasn't had her child.
Is that the lady? Is the father white or something? I think I may have saw something about that. Is the father white?
Much love, my brother. Much love.
This the one she.
Hey, you stay safe out there.
I really don't. I just know she.
So they're just in CPS custody, like child protective. Oh my gosh!
They're trying to take away her parental rights.
Wow.
So that's because of what he did. So when I saw him what originally happened. So Carmelo Anthony case happens, and I'm doing what I normally do.
Thank you for the flowers. Thank you for the flowers. Thank you so much.
He's like, do you
Whoever
have
sent those
access or contact information to the family?
Maddening. Thank you for the flowers.
The average person would do that is concerned and see something that's wrong. So I end up seeing that he make this post that he's representing the family. I said, so in abundance of caution, I reached out to him because I'm seeing the 2 attorneys that he attached to it, as well as a PR person. All wrong, because they don't have the experience. So I reached out to him and I was like, Kim Cole ain't never tried no criminal case.
Mm-hmm.
Clark, although he's a criminal defense attorney, it's new to him. Right. This is something that an experienced attorney would need. Would be able to assist.
Wow.
You got your publicist on here.
Wow.
Coming at Lee Merritt. For what? So I was like, well, why isn't Lee on this case? And before he said his response, he said that I had to put them on because you know, we got to try to get him out. And after that, this is not a long-term thing. It's just and that was never the case. I'm like, you are a fucking liar. So, because he's throwing them under the bus. And I was like, I can't let you throw them under the bus when this is what you told me. Right. So I asked when we got to Lee, he was like, oh, Lee don't have a good reputation in Collin County. I said, and when he said that, I was like, oh, he full of shit. I said, he is full of shit. He's full of lies. And the only person that ain't got a good reputation in North Texas is you. But in my head, I'm like, no. So I contact Lee and I was like, because I know that the family had met with Justin Moore, who's in Dallas, and they had a conversation with Lee Merritt, but this was after Dominique had tainted them. So now they're trying to figure out who is really trying to assist them. Right. Because now it's like,
are you that upset that Black people are literally putting it down like that towards your white cave bitches? Well, it's not like we had any other choice back in the day, you know. It was either do that or die, you know. And you literally forced us to be incessive with our own because you wanted to breed. So you wanted to breed breeders to pick cotton out in the fields. That's the truth for you. That's some facts for your ass. You know, and still to this day, I'm looking around and like, wait a minute, you might be my cousin. Hold on. You might be my kinfolk. Hold on. You know what I mean? But let's continue.
So much going on.
Right, because they're from Indiana, right? They're not from, how long have they been in Texas, you know?
Thank you for the people.
I think it was 2 to 3 years before this happened.
Share and subscribe.
Okay. So they still don't know nobody like that. So when he said that, I was like, fuck. So I went and called out the unexperienced ones, and he ended up getting backlash for it, and so they got removed. But when I talked to him about it, he said that Billy Clark sent him an invoice for $40,000 for 1 week of work, and it wasn't even a bond hearing because he was still in jail. He said KP Fox, the publicist, sent him a $35,000 invoice. I said, oh, this is about money for them. They see what's in their give, send, go, and
the person who is talking, she is a defense attorney. She just happened to be that day. She just happened to be there that day in court.
It's a money thing for them. I'm like, these are your people. You connected all 3 of these people. So you are using them in order to get money that you are not entitled to. Because you coming in as an activist, that means that you got to activate, and now it ain't funds for you to activate, and you can't force them to pay you. Right. So when I saw that, and then I saw that Mike Howard had got hired, I wasn't skeptical from the beginning. I just wanted to make sure that he had legal representation. And then when they brought on Toby, I was like, oh, okay. I see where they're going with this. But he's putting out like all that no Black attorney reached out to him. No, he blocked them. He blocked Black attorneys, and he know Black attorneys know his true self. And an attorney doesn't have to reach out to you because that would be ambulance chasing. So, and he knows that. So
aren't these the same people? Like I said, the district attorney is connected to the prosecutor, who's connected to the judge, who was connected to Chef Medcalf himself. How ironic.
He goes on these tours and say, no Black attorney.
Ain't that a conflict of interest?
reached out to me. Legally, they cannot reach out to you, idiot, because that would be ambulance chasing. So the activist has to reach out to the attorney, and that's customary, and everybody knows that. So that's one thing that I wanted to clear up for people, because if you hear him saying nobody reached out, they can't.
Dude, you haven't even seen the video. Stop it.
They can't.
I didn't know that. So the attorney can't reach out, but they can't just reach out to the family?
No. The family has to come to you.
Okay, I need everybody to listen with their ears. What she just named was the district attorney that was on the Carmel Anthony case, that was on the defense side. There were pictures being shown that not only him and the prosecutor were buddies, but him, the defense attorney, the prosecutor, the judge who had sentenced Carmelo 35 years in prison, were also friends with who? Jeff Metcalf. Y'all seen the pictures. You can go ahead and Google it online if you like.
Somebody has to introduce you to the family.
Is that's why these people want to be activists and all of
And you say it's ridiculous, but she is a defense attorney who happened to be there that day in court.
Is that what they're doing? Like I was wondering, like, where's all these activist people coming from?
So the activists. So when you talk about people like Lee Merritt and Ben Crump, they handle things on federal level. So when it comes to federal, it always have a civil aspect to it. So when it's activists, they can reach out from the standpoint of protecting your constitutional rights.
Right.
But Lee has always let people know, I don't practice in Texas. I don't practice criminal. Not in criminal court in Texas. I'm not licensed in Texas. So that has never been the concern. And when I eventually talked to Mr. Anthony, I let him know that, hey, what Lee Merritt does is he comes in and he has a team. He has a team, he has access, he has resources, and he quiets everything around you and takes on that energy so that your system can go into repair.
I'm gonna do
until the end. And I've seen it with my own eyes during the Ahmaud Arbery DA's case. I saw how it was easy going for his mom just to wake up and get ready and go to court and not have to worry about the media and figuring out how she was going to get her son's story out. And that's essentially what was needed here, was an activist that was going to come in and activate on your behalf. But they have the reputation that is going to protect and not harm. Dominique has the reputation that is going to harm and not protect. That's what the Anthonys have experienced this entire year.
Okay.
All right. Let me see. I put that in twice. Shouts out to Taz, by the way. He said,
the same phrase.
No. Can't play music.
Because there are people making it seem like race is only an issue that black people are speaking of. Why? Why lie?
I don't know.
Why try to make this my fault? Because I acknowledge race. Because I'm going to acknowledge.
We're the only ones that
That's going to happen for sure. I'm going to acknowledge race. But race isn't always the determining factor of an outcome. For example, I don't believe any situation that involves the children even matters about race. And I'm talking about babies. I ain't talking about 17-year-olds who trying to press somebody. I'm talking about little babies. I'm talking about little 6, 7-year-old babies. I don't care if that baby white or black. It don't matter to me. Leave that baby alone. Right. But when you get to 17, 18 years old, I do think what you see with Jeff Metcalf, you can't discount the possibility of them boys being stone cold racist for years. And masking your...
Well, I can say this for certain. White boy, I can say this for certain. We're still here. So take a look. There's more of me. You know how they say, what do they say? For each and every single person, each and every single black man that dies, 3 are born. God is good to me.
Racism has become a common theme, it seems, because people don't just want to outright say it, but you can see it right there. Who would be laughing and cheering on watermelon felon talk other than idiotic racists or dumb coons? Right? That's not okay. But since it is, let's keep it okay. And like I said, I just want to...
Oh no, it's not okay because the Charlie Kirk memes, that's nothing compared to what Erica Kirk memes are out there. We like to talk about the live people, not the unalive people. Check out my post.
Make sure there's no tears. Not when I'm responding.
Erica Kirk, oink oink.
So let's see. Let's do this. Let's do this first. It says, thought I was watching a revival episode of Crocodile Hunter in the wild Chicago outback, but it's just Andrew and some racist guys.
Yeah.
Now, am I tripping when I say that this is an attempt to transfer their thoughts onto us? Fam, I didn't say that we were entering into some white space to talk to dirty ass white people in a trailer park. Nah, I mean, that's just Andrew and Myron. I didn't say that. I met them where they were, but look at how they come.
You
think every time you see somebody black, you can reference Chicago or you can reference something negative. And again, I'm just telling you, it don't require us to even have a conversation. This is where they already at. They want it to seem like this is not who they are and somehow transfer this on to black people like this is our fault. Matt fends off niggers at an expert level. But this ain't about racism.
Wait, what?
Niggers at an expert level is not who they are. And somehow transfer this on to black people like this is our fault. Matt fends off niggers at an expert level. But this ain't about...
Very original. That's very original. But yeah, we are kings. Because see, only stupid people like me and Taz and a few people that I know who know when it comes to etymology, we all know what that word means. So yes, calling me a king means everything to me.
About racism.
All the other dumb shit.
This ain't about race. Oh, it's not about race. Black people should not ever think it's about race. But he got the N-word in his comment section with the strong ER on it though, fam. And I'm saying, cool. I ain't here to complain. I'm here to let you know what time it is when you come playing next time though. This ain't it, fam. I didn't even know y'all be over there getting down like that. Niggers, I bet. Goat is a prime example of someone who thinks he's smart while being astonishingly dumb. Interesting. It's possible.
You better read into your history before you come up in my chat. Talking on that shit.
It's possible that I'm not smart. But I'm saying Andrew can't prove that, though. Andrew couldn't be the one to prove it. I can bet you that. You can think I'm dumb if you want to. That's your perspective. Try to prove it, though. You know what I'm saying? That's my only thing. I don't care if somebody ever called me dumb. I'm going to say, well, let's set it up. You won't believe I'm dumb when we're done. I'm not saying everybody's going to bow down to my intellect, but I'm far from dumb. You're not going to play me as dumb. And in this...
It seems like to me, Trump has influenced a whole bunch of dumbasses, a whole bunch of jackasses, a whole bunch of redneck peckerwood motherfuckers who are literally that brave to come in somebody's chat and start talking shit. That he has really emboldened a lot of people. And also he's also emboldened a lot of police officers to shoot a baby. Like, really emboldened these people, and has really emboldened a UFC fighter to call Michelle Obama a man. And this is the reason why. Obama is winning. And I do not like talking Obama that much. But in this case, in this situation, Obama is winning. So you can call Michelle a man, you can call her whatever you want to call him. Barack Obama is winning. Trump can't stay awake 5 minutes at a press conference for shit. I mean, literally, that boy needs diapers at this moment. That boy needs real big diapers at this moment. Real big diapers. Just, messy. Trump. Trumpy Trump. Ooh.
In this instance, I'm not dumb. These are racist,
the
man.
Back of your neck stinks.
These are racist people. And I don't know why they want to be met with any levels of respect when they're the racists. Rational human beings with common sense understand intention does not matter. What matters is the result. A dead child, and there is no taking it back. And if we could have the conversation from there would be no gaslighting. There would be no nonsense in it. Instead, they don't want to talk about a child losing his life. They want to troll about Carmelo going to jail, people having sex with him, all this weird shit. They don't want to have a real conversation about a child that's not coming back, which again, if we had the real conversation from the beginning, it would have never got negative. It would have never turned into a negative back and forth. But again, I'm going to meet you where you are, right? And so legitimate conversation can happen. I think the punishment was fair. Austin could have went and got someone from the school and chaperoning someone in charge to get this kid out the tent. They didn't have to confront him, and Carmelo was wrong for stabbing him, obviously. I don't see nothing wrong with that, right? There's a way to have this conversation without the negative shit. But when your comment section is full of, it's just full of racism. People calling us niggas, people talking about IQ and all this other shit.
Let's get to the...
That generally leads to, or at least in my opinion, an innocent person in the heart with a knife at a school event. And that generally leads to, or at least it used to, in a more moral nation, to the chair. And that's what I think should have happened personally. But at least life in prison at a minimum. Right now, he can serve 15 years and he's out. That's ridiculous. That's insane. And
that's not true, right? But I understand these mediocre debaters, right? They don't have to deal with what it is that they're saying, right? So when he says he can serve 15 years, he blew it. He died. He failed. 15 years is not the minimum. That does not even cross the minimum in which Carmelo has to serve. Now, if somebody would have cut him off right there, that would have been wrong. But if someone has to wait
20 minutes to respond to it, then he's going to say, I didn't say that. Right? And so that's what's wrong with these cats, fam. Again, this is why, like, these are not actual debates. You'll never convince me to try to convince you that this is an actual debate, because there's nobody here, one, to judge it, and two, to make sure it's just those two, because there's too many people here. Too many people got to get involved. Too many people got to have that conversation. So I get it. But if anything, it's a benefit that others are there with me. You know what I'm saying? I want the one-on-one fade for 2 hours. Not, you know what I'm saying, not the 15-minute fade where they... You say don't stab people? Nigga, don't touch people. You won't get stabbed. But again, the question is, for me, did he stab himself? I keep going back to Carmelo. Did Austin Medcalf accidentally unalive himself? I shouldn't say accidentally, because number one, we still didn't question why the bag was grabbed and where the bag was placed in the first place. Did he grab the bag? Did Carmelo try to run and grab his bag and then run it? Not likely. That's not likely the case. But there are witnesses. There are witnesses, and there are testimonies that Austin did grab his bag. So we have a issue there. But let me continue. They can act like you got some good points off. I need the whole 2 hours to make sure it's clear that over a 2-hour time span, you can't. Like I said, shouts out to Taz, the GOAT. Fuck with me, dog. Back and forth, any topic, every topic.
The victim's family, of course, they're deprived from their son for a lifetime.
King Riches, do you agree with Andrew, or do you think it was that will be too much?
Andrew's talking about he believes the death penalty would have been justified. I don't believe that. I think that it's a manslaughter charge. Like, obviously, it was a heinous crime, but I don't think it was in Carmelo's intention to delete the guy. I think that there was a level of conflict between him and these other boys. Now, he made a very, very crucial mistake to use a tool. No, and obviously, you know, the other boy is deceased. But I think saying that you think the death penalty would have been a better result is absolutely ridiculous.
Oh, he just unintentionally shot him in the heart. It was an accident. He didn't mean.
I never said that.
See what I mean? There's no escaping this. And the only way to escape it is to go through a person like Andrew and just separate. Well, let me not do that. Barb, are you still in here? Because I feel like the tension is just boiling up in me every time I see a white supremacist in here, and it feels like I just want to just do some things to him, like you know what I mean? I can't say it on YouTube because YouTube is just something else. But I need to how can I calm my soul down? How can I do it, Barb? How can I calm my soul down? How? Andrew Wilson, there's a go. Now you know you got some white supremacists up in here when you hear somebody white say that Andrew Wilson is the GOAT. That's funny.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Like he's asking for me by name. Pussy ass Donovan Sharp, are you kidding me? I hope so. Meditation.
Let me go look just in case. Let's go look just in case this dude is live and asking for me. Yeah, I don't see Donovan Sharp live asking for me. So yeah, there's no.
And that's another Negro that needs to be just kicked in the ass, along with Jesse Lee Peterson. But Jesse Lee Peterson, I can say, is constant. I can say he is definitely constant. I will still kick him in his ass, but Jesse Lee Peterson, along with Officer Tantrum, who needs to get his ass whooped, they just need to be on an island by themselves. You want to be at the seat of the table. You're tired of looking at yourselves in the mirror, and you wonder why you want to sleep and marry white girls. Because they make you feel a certain way. You could never handle a black woman, not ever. Not a real one. You can never handle a black sister the way we know how to handle black sisters. Very simple and plain. You want somebody to stroke your ego when a black woman can tell you, at ease, my king. At ease.
Fear of that. Cause I ain't busy right this moment. I will be later though. Yeah. Like, I don't have to go to his platform, go get him. I'm right here right now. Email his bitch ass. Jump in y'all discords and tell him I'm live right now. Tell his goofy ass to pull up. What do you mean? Like, it's odd how y'all always running messages for them motherfuckers. Tell that pussy ass nigga I'm always live every day. The fuck?
Don't do that.
What's manslaughter?
I didn't say
manslaughter
that.
Is
I didn't say that.
Manslaughter usually
I didn't say that.
around.
I'm saying that I don't think I'm saying I don't think his intention was to delete the guy.
Oh, so what is your intention when you use somebody in the heart? Is it to just not keep them, or is it to keep them?
What do you mean?
If you use a person in the heart, would you try to convince me that you didn't mean to kill them when you were in the heart?
I honestly think that the boy was stupid. I think that it's ridiculous. I don't think that he should have got.
This is where I would tell you to tell King to please shut the fuck up. Don't cater to this bitch. I mean, what you need, knee pads or something, nigga? Like, what the fuck? Like, don't suck this dude's ego. Please don't do that. I mean, tell the truth. Tell the honest to God truth in your soul, not what everybody else thinks. What do you think? Every time you do that, a piece of your melanin just rubs off on. I already know what I would have told Andrew that day.
I think that, of course, he had to go to prison for what he did. But I don't think that he premeditated that.
How is it not premeditated?
Now, why are they going against King Riches when King Riches ain't even really far from y'all position? It ain't like King Riches up there saying anything that I haven't seen y'all saying. You know what I'm saying? I don't agree with King Riches.
Me either.
Right? Like just be real. I don't agree with what he's saying either. You know what I'm saying? So like it's weird that their group actually agrees with him, but they going against him. I wonder why.
Dude, we never asked for it. We never asked for it from the beginning. You just got a couple of goofies that just want to belong to somebody. Like, when we were younger, maybe that would have been sufficient. But now that we're older now, and let's just face it, the educational system is full of shit. The educational system doesn't teach you anything. It doesn't teach you any. It teaches you, but it teaches you things that aren't in your favor when it comes to economics or anything like that, or racism. It just teaches you bullshit. And this is why most of these folks educate their kids at home, because the educational system is bullshit. Look who it's led by. Linda McMahon. It's led by Linda McMahon, who clearly has issues of her own when it comes to her husband, but let me not throw that out there because it's YouTube sensitive. But anyway.
I honestly think that the boy was stupid. I think that it's ridiculous. I don't think that he should have got off. I think that, yeah, of course, he had to go to prison for what he did. But I don't think that he premeditated that.
How is it not premeditated if you pull out a nut and somebody in the heart, dude? Yes, that's premeditated.
In situations like that where he was obviously the smaller guy, and we know this happens in real life.
No, what?
Every day. Listen, let me finish what I'm saying before you start making sound effects.
Go ahead.
Like, seriously, like, don't do that, innit?
Do what?
So, like, basically.
Now, see, I ain't got nothing to do with this exchange, right? He done cut him off. He ain't like it. And it goes a little sideways right here before I can even get on the mic.
Go ahead.
Like, seriously, like, don't do that.
Dude, you already said that earlier. Carmelo Anthony is a murderer. Right, we get it. You don't have to say it again.
Yeah. Do what? So, like, basically,
you're just trolling at this point.
Let's go on Mike and then interrupt the King Riches, and then when he lands, interrupt.
Don't do that, because
no, King, I'm here to moderate. Don't worry about it. Finish your statement, and then you can go afterwards, and then we move to the bottom.
As I was saying, like, at the end of the day, like, we wasn't there, you wasn't there. You don't know what was said. You don't know the temperature that was, or you don't know what was going on. All you know is that, and all you're going off of is that he's wait. And I understand that. But you're saying that he should have got the death penalty. I just don't agree with it. I don't think he was on some serial killer vibes like, oh, I'm coming out my house today to take someone's life. I don't think he was that was the situation.
Well, let's
do I think as a boxer, I'm a fighter. Yeah, I'm somebody that uses my hands. I don't believe in carrying weapons. I don't. So in terms of 35 years,
what the fuck is you talking about? They spent the money for the lawyer. What the fuck is you talking about, dude? $9K for a house. Can you prove that? You got 90 seconds to prove that, Mr. Rodriguez. You got 90 seconds to prove that Carmelo Anthony's family spent $900K on a house. Go ahead. You got 90 seconds. If you can show me on any website, any website, any source, give me any source that Carmelo's father spent after moving 8 times due to death threats. Due to fucking death threats. Oh, you can't prove it? Are you sure you can't prove it? Because you got 60 seconds. You got 60 seconds. Yes, sources prove that Carmelo's family spent money on a house recently. Okay, you prove it then. Who was your source? Who's your source? Tell me your source so I can pull it up. Tell me your source so I can pull it up. No, the Mr. Anthony Rodriguez. Tell me a source so I can pull it up. I don't want to hear you can do your own research. No, pull it up, motherfucker. Pull it up. Pull up a source. Pull up a source. I need a source. Give me a source. Give me a fucking source. Give me a fucking source. You just talking shit right now. GoFundMe, that's GoFundMe. Okay, what about GoFundMe? And it wasn't GoFundMe, it was some other application. It wasn't GoFundMe. Or was it GoFundMe? Yeah, so I take that back. It was GoFundMe. So what about GoFundMe? So GoFundMe is saying, you're telling me that GoFundMe, so you're telling me that GoFundMe will allow these people to purchase a house.
I think that was he took.
Instead of spending money on lawyer fees. Hold on. Because I'm going to look this shit up. I'm going to look this shit up. Let me see. You want to read that? You want to read that? Read it! Fucking read it! Or is that you Hispanic motherfuckers can't read? It's all you trailer trash white boys can't even fucking read. Claiming that Carmelo Anthony's family, a Texas teenager, fatally stabbing a 17-year-old Austin Medcalf boy, using crowdfunding donations to purchase a home is unfound, which means it didn't happen. Y'all ain't pressing. Y'all ain't pressing. No. Look at it again. Look at it again. I don't need your recommendation. I don't need your recommendation, fool. I got others who support me. I don't need your motherfuckers. Watch how smooth I do this. Hold on. Watch how smooth I do this. Watch. And boom. You see how I do that? There have been multiple articles, yet I just Googled this. I don't give a article state. That's white media. I can give a fuck what the articles say. What does that fucking say? I'll read the thing again. It says the claim that the Carmelo family, a teenager who stabbed 17-year-old Austin Medcalf in April of 2025, used crowdfunding. It was crowdfunding donations to purchase a new house and a car, which everybody was complaining that what was it, a Chevy or it was a old Cadillac or some shit. But anyway, is unfounded. and not supported by evidence, which means wasn't even there. That's sad. That is fucking sad. That is fucking sad that I gotta pull up facts. All facts, right? All facts. All facts. Where is it? There is a rumor starting a neighborhood 17-year-old's family donated, but it was a new house. They was spotted. The claim was that on X and Facebook. Are we talking about the same idiots that called up Carmelo Anthony's father's job and had him fired? Are we talking about those same ones that are proclaiming that he spent over $900,000? Huh. And saw both allegedly one of the viral, and this is on X. Elon Musk. Why would I believe anything Elon Musk put out? This is an Elon Musk website. Why would I give a fuck about that? Why? Well, I just debunked that bullshit. Let's see. Let's go further down the line. Carmelo Anthony received crowd-raising funding. Of course they received crowd-raising funding, just like the Medcalfs received 2 crowd-raising funding. Why do you need 2 crowd-raising funding on the Metcalf side, but you got one that they only raised 60,000. They only raised 60,000. Fuck the Metcalfs, okay? Let's continue. Now that I debunked your source.
Someone's life, so at the end of the day, if you take someone's life, your life should be ruined, basically. But you're saying the death penalty, I don't agree with that.
Yeah, but you see how he never made an actual argument for why. He just vibing it, right? Just my vibe. I didn't interrupt you. I didn't interrupt you. Calm down.
One second. One second.
And see, that's the issue right there with Andrew, the reframing of what you just said, right? And that's why I think King Richards got a little upset right there, because Andrew is good at reframing what you just said and then repeating it the way he want to repeat it. Like, so that's a crash out right there for real, but you just got to peep what he doing and just say, I ain't say that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's literally what he's doing.
1 second, friends. Again, let him land, and I'll give him a chance to correct him.
My turn.
You will let this calm down, bro.
Yeah, you gotta let him go uninterrupted, because like, that's the issue. I come on, I'm not interrupting. I don't interrupt. I know how to wait my turn, right? And that's going to become an issue by the time I take the stage. But make sure you understand it's already been determined. No interrupting. So that's why he shouldn't have been interrupting me.
Hey, friend, we talked before the show. If your opponent is committing a mistake, don't interrupt him. Let him land his plane, and King, afterwards, you will have the chance to say, he is wrong, and this is why. Go ahead, then.
Yeah, so anyway, all you gave me was vibes. You made a simple argument for why he doesn't deserve the death penalty. You don't think so. Oh, well, that's nice. You also said, well, we don't really know because you weren't there. That's great. We had a trial. That's what that was there for, so that we could discover the facts of the case. And as it turned out in the facts of the case, all that happened was these other kids moved his stuff, and that made him upset, right? They got in each other's faces. There was a moderate shove. He pulled out a knife, him in the heart. Now you say, well, that's not premeditated. The second you go for
I hate it when they just skip the whole thing as if he said, "Hey, how you doing? Can you move? Touch me, see what happens. Pull the knife out." Yeah, just too many gaps, too many holes. I'm not buying it. My team's not buying it. None of my peoples are buying it. Point blank. Period. In discussion. Let's move on.
For a wet, pull it out and somebody, you are making the conscious, premeditated decision to keep them. By the way, in the state that they were in, when it comes to, they don't even make those distinctions. They don't even do that. There's like, look, if it's the case in Texas that you them under whatever the circumstances are, premeditated or not, it's the same penalty. So you don't even know what the facts are of the case. You don't know what you're talking about, dude.
King, uninterrupted, please.
At the end of the day, as I said, I don't think the boy's intention was to delete the guy. I think that there was an altercation, and I felt that, and I think that he probably was feeling like, I'm the smaller guy. There's more of them. He was in their like environment, their tent or whatever. He probably was scared and thinking, "Oh, I'm gonna get beat up. I've got to do what I've got to do." But I don't think that his mindset was, "I want to delete the guy." That's what I honestly believe. And somebody like me who's been in a lot of situations, bro, like sometimes you make stupid decisions that you will regret later. I'm sure the boy regrets it, but I don't think that.
Barb, what do you think about this situation? You got reverse races in here becoming victims. You got reverse racism. I would never thought in my lifetime that white folks would feel offended by me saying white supremacists. Crazy. That's because y'all are. You might as well be wearing white robes. No, because at one point in time, you wore cotton wigs. You went from the cotton wigs to white robes. Yikes.
How we have all the facts. You don't have all the facts. Because you don't know who's lying. You don't know what pieces of information is left out. We don't know. All we're going off of is what these people said. They came to court and said, and that's it. You still wasn't there. You still don't know 1,000%.
And see, again, I think even that needs to be talked about, right? Because some people just going off of what was discussed in the trial. Some people just going off of what happened in the courtroom. But I'm arguing that there's a whole nother set of witnesses that never went in the courtroom. And that's those witnesses who saw the...
Oh, you're a victim. You're a victim. You are a victim. You are. And obviously a coon, by the way. I know a coon when I smell it. So.
Tape when it was released by Frisco ISD. So we're not just talking about the witnesses that benefit y'all. We're talking about the witnesses that will never testify in the courtroom. The ones who saw the tape unedited and they out here talking about it. Those witnesses have to be qualified as well. Now I get it, you only want to deal with what happened in the courtroom, but that's you limiting the argumentation to benefit yourself. We can talk about it in totality, which does include Frisco ISD allowing the tape to be viewed for 2 months. So that means more people saw the incident than were actually there in the...
And you sound dumb as fuck for even putting that in my fucking chat. Because of white supremacy, a third of our ancestry are extinct because of your arrogant, wicked ways. What are you talking about? Even David Duke is a part of that product, whether he wants to admit it or not. Oh, okay. So I won't. Okay, I'll tell you what. I won't be calling you white supremacists anymore. Okay? I won't call you white supremacists anymore. How about Hitler? All right? Y'all some Hitler ass some bitches. All right, let's go.
The moment when it happened, I know people don't want to deal with that because it hurts your arguments. It does not help you to limit the scope of this to what these witnesses in court said. But there are people saying, nah, that's not it. There's something wrong with that. That's not what I saw. That's not what was on video. Wait, what about the video? And those videos matter until we see them. I don't think you're forced to believe anything if we're just being real. No matter what you believe, I think it's okay because they have yet to release the video. Until they put the video out where we can all see it for ourselves, yeah, fam, they full of shit. And any position you have on it is okay because I don't think you have to assume, based on a video that 30 people have said this.
And I didn't know black girls with white hair really hated themselves. Why don't you do what Sammy Sosa did and just bleach yourself?
So far, 30 people. There are more that saw it. At some point, that's got to matter.
What happened? Yeah, but all you're doing is making a gaps argument. You don't know for sure 1,000% anything by the same exact logic.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Hang on, relax. You don't know anything.
You're telling me to don't do that passive aggressive.
I'm not. It's not. It's aggressive. It's aggressive. There's nothing passive about it.
Never seen you upset in your life.
Just relax.
You've never seen you upset in your life. So don't tell me,
relax. I'm calm. Can I get 3 words out without you interrupting?
This is me losing your mind. This is me being normal,
bro. Good, then just normally be quiet so I can make my point. You normally be quiet.
Well, thank you for admitting that. Now shut the fuck up.
Don't tell me to relax because I'm relaxed.
Okay, chill out, bro. Whatever you want me to say.
Stop saying that. Just get on with what you're saying.
And then you have to close your mouth, dude.
Fatty, we gotta have a conversation, bro. I think it's time. I think it's high time to have a conversation. But here's my position. Here's my position on that. I don't fucking know if you're doing this just to appease your audience, which is totally fine. You just want to get the truth out. Now, later on, you knew you were being called a whole bunch of names by Myron. We all seen the tape. But I just don't know, bro. I just don't know. Now, you're in a whole other part of the sticks, my man. You from Portuguese, and Portuguese are not too known for being, the populace of the cattle blacks of the world, if you know what I mean. I mean, y'all do have slave dungeons. Y'all are known for having slave dungeons, but I digress. I'm not saying that you are, okay, you take care, Bart. Happy Juneteenth. Happy Juneteenth. Happy Juneteenth.
One second, friend. One second. Hey, friends. If somebody tells you to relax, you know what it means. It's for you to get agitated. Don't fall for it, please. Okay?
Right. That's a tactic. Relax. Chill. Stop. Those are tactics, fam. Like, come on. Like, you gotta let him speak, bro. Just fall back, let him have the mic so you can respond. That's what I would have did in that moment, because again, I know it's a tactic. Like, come on, dude, chill and blah, blah, blah. Like, all right, you got it. Well, go ahead. Because again, all of that is to just filibuster and make it seem like you're stopping him from talking.
Calm down, relax.
I don't know, did they?
Don't fall for it. If somebody tells you to calm down, it's for you to control yourself.
Right, he can just carry on with what he's saying. Don't need to keep telling me supposed to.
I know you ate your children.
Yeah, when you can't close your you can't close your mouth to let me say a sentence.
Brother, you're.
It's totally fine. Let me bring.
Like, I don't interrupt you, and you just can't close your mouth for 5 seconds for rebuttal.
Let me bring.
And you wonder why I cannot do a debate. I can't. I cannot debate guys like this. It's no purpose. It serves no purpose to debate a guy like this. Serves no purpose. Because we're not going to agree in it. Look, we're not going to agree to anything. We're just not. We're not going to come. We're just going to come to a head. It's going to be a situation where I am going to just go off. Shouts out to Taz, yo. Shouts out to Taz, because he's the only one. Well, I would be up there with him, but I would have to pretty much follow his lead in terms of I will have him start off, and then I can absolutely like go in the middle and just finish it, right? I just had no patience for these people. I have no patience for Andrew. I have no patience for Matt Walsh. I have no patience for Myron. Myron is looking for a fight. I would have to say Myron is absolutely looking for a fucking fight.
Bring Mr.
Serious impulse control like that. You wouldn't talk like this in person. Serious impulse control. You wouldn't talk like this in person, but carry on. Oh, so you're gonna beat me up now? I'm just saying, it's unrealistic. I'm not fine. And if you say I am, I'll kick your ass. It's unrealistic. It's unrealistic. I'm not fine. You would just be normal. Everyone would be normal.
No. At that, no, because the biggest weapon is silence. The biggest weapon out of all weapons to use against people like this is silence. Until we are not silent, if you know what I mean.
Everyone would be normal. Yeah, that's what I'm saying to you.
But he didn't say that though. Right, I get it. You know, you've been a little hyperbolic there, but let's just be real. He didn't say that.
Have a good night.
He didn't say he'll whoop your ass, bro.
Have a good night.
Be normal. So why do you need to keep saying calm down? I'm saying I'm calm, and you keep saying that over and over and over again.
Ma'am, do you practice impulse control? Miss Half and Half, do you practice impulse control? If black folks have to practice impulse control, then white folks should practice impulse control. But I guess because of your clannish ways and your skinhead ways and your Jim Crow ways and your what's my favorite Emmett Till ways, yes, I did say Emmett Till. Your Willie Lynch ways. I guess that's not. No, you're white. No, you're all the way white. You are. What did Sharon say? What was Sharon's words? Oh yeah, you are what we call a graham cracker. You are what we call a graham cracker. Okay, just deal with the fact that your graham cracker ass had to come up in my motherfucking chat room and thinking you would get away with that white supremacist shit. Nice one. Who said free Carmelo Anthony? Who said that? Who said that? Free Carmelo? What's happening there, Harlem? What's happening? Just dealing with some white supremacy. Just says, except when I call on the channel, y'all the kings of SA. More than that, but I'll let it go.
antagonizing.
Because the other person
You're trying
won't
to
shut up.
antagonize.
Like, you tell him to calm
And
down.
now you're saying shut up and all of these. Like, bro, when you tell someone to shut up,
Yes,
what do you
they still
expect?
won't
You
calm
expect them to
down.
be like, oh, okay,
I didn't
yeah,
tell
I'm
you
gonna
to shut up. I asked you to relax.
And then you said close your mouth and all this kind of antagonizing.
because you won't
Carry
let
on
somebody
with what
talk.
you're saying, bro. I'm gonna
Is
stop
anybody
talking.
but you
Carry
allowed
on
to
with
talk
what
this
you've got to
entire
say.
panel?
I'm gonna stop talking.
This
Carry
one
on
you
with what you wanna
filibustering?
say.
Yeah, great. So all you have to do is just let me speak. So anyway, when it comes to
So look, the main reason I wanted to show this part was because I'm up next. That's why when I say, hey, look, white boy, because I ain't with all of this back and forth like this. I don't want like there to be a 10 minutes of no actual dialogue. That's why I said it the way I said it.
Let me ask you something. Should Charlie Kirk would have gotten the bullet to the neck? What was it, a bullet to the neck? Because I don't know. I didn't see it. I didn't see it. Shouldn't he have not gotten the bullet to the neck?
To cut it off right there at the point, like I don't want to wrestle you for the mic, fam. I'm trying to have a conversation.
when it comes to the things that you just said, there's a whole bunch of rebuttals to them. The first thing is like, sure, you can't know anything 1,000%, I guess. Great. The purpose for facts about the trial.
Hey, calm that down, sir.
That there was
we can't do that, sir. Sir, we can't do that. We're gonna let these white folks erupt. Well, it's just gotta focus on the missus now. I mean, she's so oink oink. Get it? Oink oink.
Holding nut out of his pocket, and
I made a funny.
We have good, compelling evidence for that. So, by the way, the jury agrees with me, and the judge agreed, handed him down 35 plus years. So it's like, what do you mean?
Cool state.
Yeah. So it wasn't a judge; it was a jury in Texas, like you said, right? The judge.
How? I didn't know who Charlie Kirk was. Y'all keep wait. Hold on. Y'all keep bringing Charlie Kirk up. I don't know who Charlie Kirk was. Y'all keep bringing him up to me. So you stupid for even bringing him up to me in the first place, because I don't know who the fuck Charlie Kirk was. Never knew him, never met the guy, never shook his. I was asking questions in chat. I was like, yo, is he the one that debated what's the white boy's name? No, he ran from a debate. He ran from a debate from, was it Parker? He ran from Parker, didn't he? Oh, or Dean Withers. Did he run from Dean Withers? Was it that same guy? That same guy that ran from Dean Withers? Charlie Kirk had a live testimony. You stop it, sir. Stop it. Stop. Sir, that is unprofessional. That's unprofessional. Hey, that's unprofessional. We got some white people in here who will be respected, damn it, because they are grieving.
Yeah, you're right about the premeditation and things not being necessary.
I don't know who Charlie Kirk was. I don't even know why y'all bringing him up to me.
Being that the judge and the prosecution considered manslaughter, it leans to the fact of the matter they were considering that it could have possibly been manslaughter also. Even though, of course, there was
killed Charlie Kirk.
The worst possible outcome,
a white man killed Charlie Kirk. So it was a white man who killed Charlie Kirk. And y'all bringing them up to me? Why? why y'all bringing this white supremacist ass up to me? As if black folks had anything to do with his death. That's just stupid. I got stupid people in my chat now. Just stupid. Like, literally stupid. Like, what does Charlie Kirk have to do with Carmelo Anthony? What does he have to do? Yeah, rest in piss like the rest of these motherfuckers. Now listen. What does Charlie Kirk have to do with Carmelo Anthony's case? What does it have to do? Nothing. Exactly. It does nothing. So stop bringing them up. Y'all bring them up. So why y'all bring them up to me? So whenever y'all it's not fun when the rabbit got the gun. It ain't fun. It ain't fun to make fun of George Floyd when he had road. It was like looked like George Floyd had road rash or road rage or some stupid shit. He can't even count he can't count 8 minutes and 46 seconds. It ain't fun when the rabbit got the gun. No, he got his oxygen took. No, not Carmelo. Austin got his oxygen took. He got his oxygen took. All because of that white lady who did one of these numbers, and some of that air compression came out, and he was purple. He was just purple, like Prince. Maybe Austin would have purified himself in the waters of Lake Minnetonka because he was purple. Get it?
And I didn't see him. I definitely saw him getting time, but I saw him getting maxed out at the manslaughter 20-year rate.
You'll learn next time.
At the same time, though, 35 years ain't 99, right? And as far as the death penalty, it was never on the table because he was a minor. Even though they're trying him as an adult, he can't receive the death penalty. If we're going to, probably talk about the state of Texas and the parameters that were in the case. And again, there are very, very unfortunate things, right? Again, when we start talking premeditation, be it necessary or not, the clear understanding of it is, hey, I'm going to kill somebody today. I don't think that Carmelo Anthony came out of his house saying, I'm going to kill a white person, I'm going to kill Austin Medcalf or anything today. He made the worst possible decision and had the worst possible outcome. Actually, I just learned this a week ago. I think they say it's less than 10% of people that get died from stabbings. Okay, now of course, stabbings are far more lethal ways of ending an altercation or dealing an altercation than fighting. And I would have suggested, or I would have definitely preferred him fight it out with his hands than use a weapon. And this is why you don't bring weapons, a knife to a fist fight, because stuff like this can happen. So, is 35 years too much? Being that he got found guilty for murder, no, it's not too much at all because he could have got 99 years. They could have maxed him out. So, despite feeling like it was more towards the manslaughter, because I don't think that that he's not this ninja assassin that knows exactly where the heart is and aims directly for the heart.
That's crazy, fantastic to say that he should have got convicted of manslaughter, but the 35 ain't too much. That's double speak, bro. That's 100% double talk to acknowledge that it probably should have been manslaughter, but it's cool. Give him 35. Come on, bro.
Boy, I think it's very, very, again, he shouldn't have used the knife in the first place. The outcome that it was, and being that he could have got 99 years and he didn't even get half of that, 35 years and then eligibility for parole at 17 and a half, that's more than reasonable. Okay.
Actually, I don't know. Saw somebody else up on the screen, I'm not sure. That I agree on. So the first point, when you're asking about the death penalty, you're right, it wasn't on the table. You were asking what should have happened. This, to me, is a hypothetical about idealism. You're asking ideally what would you want to have.
So now you can speak ideally. It's weird how now when it's you can speak to your ideological understanding, but when someone else does it, you're completely lost. You need proof of the ideological understanding when it's somebody else. That's why I don't like bad faith debates and conversations with people like him, because this is what he'll do. It's fucking sad for real.
Seen in a case like this, I don't think the death penalty would be off the table from my moral view. You're right, and the facts that wasn't on the table as far as sentencing goes. However, life imprisonment, I think, was actually on the table as far as sentencing, because I think it was. Am I incorrect there?
Yeah, you're incorrect, though. Like they maxed out at 99 years, but they
That's
can't
right.
get life. Well,
5 to 99. You didn't follow the case like that.
5 to 99.
But again, they not gonna hold that against him. It's not gonna be looked at as he don't know what he's talking about. It was 5 to 99. Like I say, where is his audience at to acknowledge this ill? Like, I mean, like you got a person up there that pretty much agrees with you. He pretty much agrees with you.
Yes, he does.
You're losing to him.
That's
what I'm like. This is weird as fuck. Like, I'm trying to figure out where they saw a dub at. It's fantastic. Actually agrees with most of what you're saying, but the things you don't know what you're talking about, you're wrong and he's right. There is no life sentence. That wasn't on the table. You might want to follow the case a little closer next time, instead of just jumping in looking for a way to try to trigger black people, because obviously that's what this is.
Well, no, even still, he has the ability. Well, technically, you're right.
It's life,
but yeah. So 90 years will be.
So I guess that the other white kid from Texas, I guess he was right, huh? I guess he was right for doing what he did to the Hispanic kid. Huh? Allison Grayson. I bet he was right for stabbing the kid 5 times. I guess. I guess we're in a place, right? Well, not me. I got too much firepower to deal with you motherfuckers. But anyway, young kids of today, they're fucked. They are screwed. They are literally screwed, because you cannot, as a black man, defend yourself in America. You cannot defend yourself in the Americas. Or if you get my drift.
Be life for all intents and purposes, but by the letter of the law, he can't be given life.
Because, like, what would he be? 116?
But no, there's an actual sentence called life, and it actually has an amount of time attached to it. You can't get that in.
Hold up. Do we have a white person talking about? See, this is the thing. This is the part that I'm talking about. When you say that Africans would not agree with these black Americans using the race card, what the fuck do you know? Do yourself a solid, okay? Go find David Duke and tell him to leave us alone. How about that? Why don't you go focus on where Hitler's tomb is? Why don't you focus on that? Why don't you focus a little bit more on what Donald Trump is doing as far as wasting your money and wasting your resources? Why don't you do that instead of worry about what black people are doing? That is just super crazy to me.
Texas. That's the point.
You're right. You're correct. But I'm just saying, going by the actual statutes and things, he has to be the eligibility of parole, being that even though they tried him as an adult, he was a minor when the offense occurred. My bad. So you're right.
So again, all branch there. No disagreement there, but I do think that they could have given him a much more sentence. I would have been fine with it. I would have been fine with the 99 years if they could have done it. And when it comes to this idea, though, one of the things that you said,
I would have been fine with the 99 years. right? And that's what I'm saying. They don't want no pushback on that type of shit. I would have been fine with 99 years.
Here that I do take issue with is when you're talking about this self, you don't think that he purposely was setting out to, you said 10% of victims only die, which by the way is still really high, just so you know, 10% is still enormously high. When it comes to a thing that if 10% of the activities that you do would do, you would avoid those 10%, right? So when we're talking about this, it's actually,
I worked on that. Well, no. I worked in the most dangerous place on the planet, bro, for like substantial military carrier flight deck.
I don't think that has a 10% mortality rate. I'd be willing to bet right now.
Well, I'm just telling you that it's the most like top 5, no less than top 5.
Yeah, but I'd be willing to bet you that it's not even close to a 10% mortality. Not even.
Well, I don't think most things. So what would be? Give me an occupation that would be a 10% mortality.
I don't think that there are many occupations that would, which is why I'm saying that if it has a 10% mortality rate, you'd avoid it like the plague because the chance of it killing you are so outrageously high. So we try to minimize by saying it's 10%, but that's actually really high. If I were to give you 10 jelly beans and say one of these will kill you, would you pick and eat one? No. That's still astronomical odds when you think about it. So that's the first thing that I'll take issue with. The second is when you say, well, he didn't intend to kill him, then why did he aim for the chest? Why not go for the leg? Why not go for the arm? Why not go for those things? Why would you?
What he supposed to do to aim for the leg? How do you aim for the leg?
Hold still. That's like, hold still. I aimed for the leg. And what happens if he hit an artery? He would have died anyway. If he aimed for the arm and hit an artery, he would have died anyway. If he would have used his fist and knocked Austin on his keister and somehow his head hit one of the bleachers hard enough where he would actually die, or be unalive rather, would the outcome be the same or would it be different? I don't know.
When somebody push you backwards, how do you aim for the leg? Like that's like the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Aim for the leg as you fall back.
Chest. The chest is the area that you would normally go to if you wanted to kill somebody. That's not the area that you would go to if you didn't. Slashing an arm, going for the leg, going for the arms, things like this, going for the neck or chest. That looks like something that has the intent for a kill, from my opinion and from my view.
I
agree with that. But again, that's what I'm saying. And being so the evidence has been presented,
Damn, yo, I'll send you a super chat for that shit. Hold up. I'm crying. Oh shit. I got some bleed. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Well, you know what? I'm gonna have to let you go for the rest of the night. Bruh, I'm gonna have to let you go for the rest of the night. Now it's just so fuck. You know what? You get a Bud Light on me, bro. You get a Bud Light. What the fuck? Oh shit. Oh motherfucker shit. Oh wow. Oh fuck. He got that lean. Wait. Say what you said again. Wait, hold on. Well, I gotta look for it. When he said, I got that Charlie Kirk lean in my double cup. That is such a banger. Oh my goodness. I gotta write that shit down. I got a lean in my double cup. By the way, just to let you know, Harlem, you got, you're a mod, so it is, they get out of line, you know what to do. So
I can't say his intention or intent as far as the direction or like the location, but it seems to me like that was just the thing that was most likely or right there as it was described or whatnot. Like I said, at the end of the day, I don't believe you should have used a knife in the first place.
Bottle for that.
But it's the fact of the matter that people do things all the time in a nature and a matter without the intention of killing people, and they end up dead. And I'm thinking that's what happened in this situation.
I don't disagree with you in a sense that, yes, people can engage in conflict with each other where they don't intend to kill the other person. This happens accidentally with fists, with feet, in aggressive, fights at a club or bar, accidents like that do occur. I think that there's a distinction to be made here when you pull out a folding knife, right? You still have it half folded before you at the chest region. That to me looks like intent. If it was me and we, let's say we were in a bar and we ended up in some sort of conflict and I pulled out a knife, slashed at your arm, slashed at your leg, something like this, later told the police, hey.
Like, it's so difficult for me to have this conversation without it going all the way into everything. Like we can't just start it with he stuck a knife in his chest. I know you don't want to revisit the entire scenario every time you're having this conversation, but it can't just start with he put a knife in his chest. And that's like, I really think that's what a lot of these people that are rocking with Andrew and these races, that's what they kind of working with. It's like they start the conversation, 15 minutes into it. Because you got 8-9 minutes of Carmelo under the 10 alone, and then 6-7 minutes of interaction with them. Why are y'all only talking about 1 minute of a 15-minute interaction? I don't get that.
I was just trying to get away from the situation.
No. It's simply this. Y'all just don't know when to stop. If a person tells you, back up off me, stop, get out of my way, and you're clearly in my way, I can just go through you. Go through you and would not care who is there. It could be your brother, it could be your sister. Hopefully it ain't your child. Because apparently you like unaliving babies too, so. Just like you rip the babies apart from our sisters, right? Just rip the babies and use their heads for bowling balls. Yeah, unalive or beat up on a 14-year-old kid and then unalive him for, smiling at a white lady. You proclaim that racism doesn't exist anymore, but you fail to see the history of it. But you got the nerve to tell me to research my history, which Donald Trump, destroyed, by the way. So there is no more Black history. But you want us to look up our history when there is no more Black history. Make it make sense.
Or it was so aggressive, I was trying to get out of it without the guy. That sounds a lot more believable than, but I pulled it out and him right in the chest in the heart region. That seems to be like I'm trying to kill you, right?
No, I agree. And my only thing would be for that is that, unfortunately, this is the first time he's someone, and as far as we know, he has any history about so on and so forth. And I'm not going to say ignorance and so on and so forth. I just don't. I just, like you said, I don't think it was the thing to where, to a kid, a knife is, all these different things. It was just the worst possible case, bro. And like I said, from the way that it was described by the coroner, it was the worst possible way. Even the entry wound of the
yeah, it couldn't have gotten worse.
I mean, bad behavior, why don't you tell white folks that? Again, when I will address my people on the impulse control when you address your people on the impulse control. Tell your people to stop fucking with me. As a matter of fact, there is an actual meme for Austin. There's an actual meme on Austin saying, and he shows a book, right? And that book on the front of it says, "Learn how not to put your hands on people." Paraphrase. Don't put your hands on people. Don't put your hands on us. Don't put your hands on black women. We won't put our hands on you. It's that simple. But y'all don't make it simple. Y'all make it simple. Don't stab people. Don't touch people. You're lucky I don't pull out and pew pew. You know what I mean? That's been going on a lot too. I mean, we do this round and round and over and over and over and over again. But you're going to find out that this situation is going to come to a head because of some hard-headedness. Very, very hard-headedness. And I'm so sorry. I feel sorry for these young people. But this is the reason why you got young, what you call them, young N or YNs? You got YNs out here who ain't got nothing to lose because the system has totally failed them. And you come around the corner acting all bad and shit, they're gonna unalive you. So please, with sugar on top, leave people. How about that? Leave people alone. Leave people alone. Technical difficulties. We'll just refresh. Hopefully. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Actually there in the moment when it happened.
Talk about the state of Texas. Well, I'm just telling you that it's the most.
Test, please, uninterrupted. And friends, if I show a cash app in the camera, don't stop talking, okay? I'm just acknowledging the fans. Thank you very much to the 900 people watching, plus the people on Andrew Wilson's side. We appreciate y'all.
I think there's 10,000 over here today.
Yes, you are not famous at all, sir. Thank you very much once again. I hope y'all having fun. Support the content creators that y'all watching, respectively. Everyone in the chat.
By the way, to my
did the Moors ever waste their time? As a matter of fact, Africans wasted their time teaching the European survival tactics, because apparently something was going on in Europe that you had to go all the way to Africa. Oh, I get it. You were unaliving yourselves. There was disease and famine amongst your people, and you were the ice people, as Dr. Umar would put it. You were the ice people versus versus the sun people, and the sun people, was kind enough to show you guys your way of living and how you live and how you bathe yourselves, because most of y'all stunk to high heaven and gave y'all a home until it was time to collect. It's like the Hispanics. You whooped their asses at the Alamo, but you got your ass whooped with that ink pen. Hey,
Chad, remember people who host us and are kind to us were kind.
Right now, I just wanted to show that today because finally, this is when I actually come up. I'm actually third. Right, I thought I was second, but I'm actually third. So for them to be so hyper focused on me, I really think it's just because I ain't going. Like, it's crazy. They don't have to. He said
35 years were too much, or you actually have a different idea?
Yeah, it's definitely too much. So I understand why he got 35 years. The inadequate defense that he was given is why he got 35 years. I'm actually of the belief that he shouldn't have got any time. I do believe that as the innocent party just sitting there, the aggressor is the person that walked up to him and put their hands on him. And so if anything, he should be home free right now. And that boy is where he deserves to be for putting his hands on someone who didn't touch him first. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm saying here that sound so crazy. Now, you can disagree. I'm perfectly fine with you disagreeing, but why do you have to insult me, though?
Right.
Why are people so mad at me saying my opinion? If it's cool for him to get the death penalty, why ain't it cool for me to say, hey, fam, well, this is what I saw, and this is why I think he should be able to come home? I'm not just sitting here making up something or saying something that's not in the video. I'm literally using what happened to make my argument.
So you're making, I'm sorry.
There's your statement. Do you have, like you, Andrew, you can rebuttal that. Yes, absolutely.
No, I mean, there's nothing here to rebut. This is, first of all, you say it's an inadequate defense, but you give no examples of how the defense was inadequate. You just say that it was.
And of course, we already watched the rest of it, right? So again, I needed to be understood that dude, he doesn't really debate, in my opinion. He just says, you're right, you're wrong, and, goes on from there. But he doesn't really have to deal with what another person says. And I think when you backed up by a bunch of racists, you can get away with that. So again, back to this shit that they be saying in these comment sections, reverse the racists and they reverse their opinions. As if I would, because listen, fam, I don't think they understand that if 4 black kids surrounded a white kid and the white kid defended himself, I'm gonna sit here and say, damn, the white kid defended himself and keep it moving. I don't know why they think I have a problem with that. Mm-hmm. If 4 niggas surround a white kid and there's speculation on what happened and he probably got jumped and it sounds like they jumped him and he fucked around and stabbed one of them, yeah, man, they probably shouldn't have jumped him though, man. We're gonna keep it moving on that one. What you talking about? What makes you think my principles are gonna change?
But in this world, none of that exists. White supremacy is always going to be white supremacy. So,
fucking y'all principles change. That's why I'm telling you I got to stop doing content based on principle. Because I'm the one that's then came on here and said that shit wouldn't be cool.
Hello.
You
Welcome to the chat.
With the very one person who will not do that.
And there's a scripture that says heaven suffers violence and violence is begotten by force.
Reverse the races. They reverse their opinions. No, not me. 4 motherfuckers pull it down on you, dog. I got to argue that from the position that 4 motherfuckers pull it down on me, or 4 motherfuckers pull it down on my son. You know what I'm saying? That's not really the race issue. The race issue comes in when y'all start acting like y'all don't see that it's 4 motherfuckers pulling down on one.
Right.
Because we know you would see it if this was 4 YNs surrounding Little Billy.
Right.
If this was Little Billy up in the stands just reading the book.
Read the book.
4 YNs with red bandanas came up and said, what up, blood? y'all would get it then. Oh, it wouldn't be a problem then. You know, if this was a Chicago public school, right? If this was a Chicago public school and these Chicago niggas, I'm from Chicago, nigga. What the fuck you doing here? Who is this white boy, this Arlington Heights ass crack? Get the fuck from out here. If it was that, oh yeah, it'd be a different tune. But see, again, me, I would be sitting on here saying, nah, fam, y'all niggas tripping, bruh. Y'all can't do that, bruh. Integrity don't get you nowhere.
Right.
It don't get you nowhere on here. I'm just telling you, bro. I'm the main one who will be on here like, nah, bro, y'all tripping, fam. What are we? You gonna be hard. Any other victim here other than Austin? You want to troll Carmelo? You don't call him a victim. You don't see him as a victim. You want to shit on Carmelo.
Right.
So we got you. It just is what I am. I'm not bullshit. Like I said, I don't give a fuck. Since you wouldn't talk like that in person, proving they are violent. How is that proof that somebody to say you won't talk like that in person? Sure, it implies that something violent could happen, but in reality, it's just saying you wouldn't say that in person. That don't mean I'm gonna do something to you if you say it. You wouldn't say that. These are not things that you would usually say.
The jury agrees with me, and the judge agreed, handed him down 35 plus years. So it's like, what do you mean?
Cool state.
Yeah, so
yeah, we pretty much heard enough on this, and I just wanted the question to be raised: did Austin Medcalf unalive himself? And already really had a couple of testimonies saying that he did allegedly do it, but at this point, we're just gonna have to wait for the retrial. And I was gonna have Eminem take us away, but they're gonna strike my channel for that one. I just know they are. They're gonna strike my channel for that. I mean, you can actually do that. I mean, in the heat of passion, when two teenagers are fighting, they're not thinking, "Oh, let's talk it out." Oh, there is no talking it out. We're straight duking it out, and I'm gonna put these fire mittens on your ass, right? So to the point where you're not conscious enough, and when you're not conscious enough and you're not thinking, shit can go bad either way. I'm just saying, the book bag over there, Carmelo is right in the center, and he's getting his ass whooped by not only Austin himself, but 3 other people. And you're not factoring in, or you don't want to factor in, or you just don't really care that one person who's 135 pounds and 5'8" versus someone who was 6'2" and 212. 2 of them were, mentally the same size. So that's 400 and under 450 pounds. What can I tell you? Leave people alone, like I said. I mean, this is not gonna go away anytime soon. This shit is just not gonna go away anytime soon. And this situation is gonna get a whole lot worse. Whole lot worse. Probably wait. No, he 1, 2. You know what? I gotta go. This dude, Harlem was on fire. He is on point, bro. He is on freaking point. He is on point. He's on point. So I will definitely be back on Sunday. I will be back on. Oh, this is too much. I still gotta write that down. He said, "I got my cup on lean." Sorry about that. I got the Charlie Kurt on lean. The double cup. God dang. Bruh, you know what? You too much. You too fucking much. All right. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If y'all dumbasses want to come back up here and you want to start some shit again, please go ahead, because I got some mean weekend deuces from shit. But for those who are subscribed to the channel, thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the memberships. Thank you for the thumbs ups and stuff. I just want to thank y'all, period, for showing up. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. Now I gotta go to some sleep. Bye. Bye.